Okie dokie. Time for a historic qualifier. And I feel like I'm at a list here that I'm pretty happy with. There are a lot of like little questions around the edges that over the course of, 9 matches today are not going to make much of a difference. Stonecoil Serpent was a good suggestion from last night's stream. I think I like having 2 of them. 2 Blackstaff of Waterdeep might be excessive, but I want at least 2 in the 75s. The question is, am I supposed to bring in something from outside that could substitute for it? Maybe a Shadow Spear? Maybe. Guess I could also get rid of a Disputer and a Gate from the board. Bring in the yeah, actually that might be pretty good, right? Get rid of a Dispute, get rid of a Blackstaff, add a 3rd Stonecoil to the main. I don't dislike that. The Blackstaff is pretty bad against everything that's not Jeskai control. It's not outstanding against humans. It's okay against humans. It's not outstanding against humans. It's not very good against black-green. It's not very good against Enchantress. It's not very good against auras. It's not very good against... I mean, the Phoenix barely exists anymore, but it's not very good against that either. I can cut a Dispute and then add a copy of... Now, do I add a Stonecoil or do I set a 24th land? I could also throw in a Shadow Spear, make room for a 3rd Archon of Absolution on my sideboard here. That could be interesting. That's not a terrible idea, actually. Let's throw a Shadow Spear in the main. Could be that 3 Archon are excessive, but if we never hit humans, I'm happy anyway. So it's a risk I'm willing to take. And yeah, we have our Blackstaff, we've got our Disputes, our Negate, our Archons. This actually looks pretty good. I think trimming to 3 cages in the board is fine. Yeah, we could go for a main deck cage over one of the crypts, but I think 4 0-mana artifacts is a number I'm pretty happy with. Let's do this. Morning, everyone. I am feeling pretty good. I woke up naturally well before this tournament was supposed to start, so should be in pretty good shape energy-wise. And I'm confident that this deck is pretty good. I'm now rank 9 with it, so that's a good sign, right? Just gonna hope to hit a lot of Jeskai, hit a lot of black-green food, dodge humans. We can do this. Kassat. Alright. Good hand. Very good hand. This is looking like a turn 1 Stonecoil for 1, just because... Oh, wait. That was terrible. Why did I do that? This Deserted Beach doesn't even come into play. Yikes, chat. Alright, already punting. Already punting, that was quick. I thought this Deserted Beach was coming into play untapped on turn 2, chat. There was no reason for that. That was terrible. Terrible! Alright. Great. Literal turn 1, game 1. Oh, maybe we'll get bailed out. Faithless Looting, huh? This is the first Phoenix deck I've seen in like 30-odd matches of Historic. Tormod's Crypt is pretty good. You know, if we're not going to get a 3rd land right away, I will take a Tormod's Crypt happily. Settex asked about Dovin's Veto. It's a good question. I think Dovin's Veto is worse than Negate because this deck plays 4 colorless lands, which is not great for when you're trying to veto people. Alright, Smoldering Egg is not a particularly potent threat against us. I'm going to grab a... I think it's just another... These are all plausible options. Shadow Spear plus Nettle Cyst is kind of nice. Second Sentinel's, of course, nice against this deck. Having just a big creature that I can attach a Nettle Cyst to is good as well. It's good to remember that Unholy Heat is effectively turned off this game, so we don't need to worry about investing in Stonecoil that much. Stonecoil is probably going to be pretty good against them. I kind of think it's just another Stonecoil. Could see that going in several directions. Alright, and now do I Portable Hold the Smoldering to get a little bit of extra damage in, or I just jam Esper Sentinel and plan to hit the egg later? I think I would rather my opponent not know that I'm going to kill this egg, although, yeah, I think I like Sentinel here. We're not missing any that much damage at this point. If we get Angered, I'm going to be sad, but I'd be pretty surprised to see main deck Anger out of Phoenix. Although the Smoldering Egg versions are a bit more likely to run it, I would guess. Another Smith's great. Let's jam that. Again, hoping for no main deck Angers, but if they have no main deck Angers, we're just going to beat the snot out of them here. Treasure Vault's an awesome hit. And now I think I will, in fact, Portable Hold the Smoldering Egg. Sure thing. Okay, I think we'll start with Esper Sentinel here. It rings out and kind of forces them to use an Unholy Heat if that's what their goal was. Yep. And I can now just sack the Treasure Vault. Does that kill them? Sacking Treasure Vault comes tantalizingly close to killing them, and it's a really sweet play. They've got instant sorcery. Yeah, I think this is actually the move. It's obviously a little bit cheesy, but it's pretty fun. And you know, stream, I do this for y'all, chat. It's all about you, chat. I dedicate this beatdown to my chat. Thanks, iPhone fan. Okay, nice Phoenix deck. Against this, we cut Blackstaff, we had some disputes, we cut Ornithopter, we keep the crypts, of course, we had the cages, of course. And it's a little tricky to think what we're supposed to be, what else we're supposed to cut against. Some Stonecoil's okay, it's nice that it blocks Crackling Drake and Sprite Dragon. It doesn't die that easy to Unholy Heat when we've got the crypts in. Portable Hole seems great against the Smoldering Dragons. Could probably afford to trim one copy of Spear, I think. And then maybe some counter spells, maybe a Reverse Engineer on the draw. I could see a Reverse Engineer on the draw. And then what's our last cut? Could be a Stonecoil, could be... Maybe it's a crypt. Maybe I don't actually need 3 Crypt, 3 Cage. It's possible they're going to go down a bit on... I don't know if they ever board out Phoenixes in this matchup, but against main deck Tormod's Crypt, I guess there's a chance they might. Problem is that Torrent's Crypt's actually really good in this matchup because it shuts off Delirium in addition to doing the other stuff. Oh, thanks, Dango Shen. I think the deck is pretty great. I'm very fond of it. Could cut a Rebuke, could cut a Dispute. I like the Disputes a lot. Could cut a second Reverse Engineer? Is that crazy? Maybe I could just cut the other Spear. How likely is it that we're going to get burned out here? This is tough. I haven't really played this deck in a while. I haven't figured out a sideboard plan with the new version of this. The new version of what we're doing. Maybe I just cut a Cage. I'll cut a Reverse Engineer. We'll try this. I don't know. I need to change my record command. We are 0-0 at the moment. Okay, this is workable. Not as good as the last hand, but workable. We're just going to go ahead and 1/1 Stone Coil, because it turns on our ability to make colored mana. And even a 1/1 Stone Coil Serpent blocks Sprite Dragon all day, which is great. Opponent has Brazen Borrower in. That's good to know. Another Stone Coil. Alright, what are we doing with this time? I think it's just Sentinel. And we'll just attack. Sure. Definitely wish we had more colored mana with this hand, of course. That would help a lot. But I do love our big Nettle Cyst. There's a Tormod's Crypt. That's a great card to have access to. In fact, is this turn going to be... Yeah, this turn should still be Nettle Cyst over Thought Monitor. Gonna keep Stone Coil home because I don't want it to lose as a potential Nettle Cyst target later. More Expressivo Iteritos. Okay. Opponent's kind of burning through their good Mystical Dispute targets, but it's not like I have blue mana for Mystical Dispute anyway. Zkeeper, yeah, I like 0-1. I've definitely started some of these tournaments with worse than a 0-1 with a or 0-0 with worse than a 0-0 record before because I horribly punted something. Okay, so the opponent has created a Dragon's Rage Channeler that has to attack. Let's go ahead and crypt their graveyard and see if we can kill this Channeler. They may have an Unholy Heat, in which case they can kill the Nettle Cyst, but then the Unholy Heat also gets removed from their graveyard, which makes Delirium even a little harder for them to hit. It's also possible they didn't see the onboard trick. People do miss this one sometimes. Now they have it. Or maybe in a braid. There's the Unholy Heat. Okay. I was hoping they'd miss it. They did not miss it. That's fine, though. Do I block the DRC here? With the second Stone Coil up and our opponent's graveyard now empty, I think I am... No, I shouldn't. I want to be able to cast Thought Monitor for sure next turn. Oh, we drew another Crypt. Okay. Well, that's fine then. So ideally here we just Thought Monitor into a land, and we get to equip Nettle Cyst to the Stone Coil and begin beating down. Nice. Or we can just play another Thought Monitor. I kind of like equip Nettle Cyst here. force them to have a third Unholy Heat? If they have a third Unholy Heat, I'm going to be kind of tilted. Alright, I'm kind of tilted. Whatever. Alright, opponent's draw has been Hot Fire. Good to note that Anger of the Gods is there. But I still feel pretty good about our chances. Worth noting that if they accidentally, okay, Smoldering Egg is fine. Yeah, Smoldering Egg is actually a little scary. We do have 4 portal holes still in. Okay, Phoenix in the yard. Ox in the yard as well. We don't have to sack the crypt yet, which is great for our mana next turn. Ingenious Smith. Huh, do I start there or start Thought Monitor? I think I start Thought Monitor. I would like to draw another colored source for this turn, ideally. Careful with how we tap. There's the colored source. So now we get to go... So we could Smith, hold up Rebuke. Or we could Thought Monitor. I think I like Thought Monitor here. Do I? I'm not even sure we need to hold up Rebuke. What are we holding up Rebuke for exactly? I guess the possibility of an Anger of the Gods? Okay, yeah. Give an Anger of the Gods as a thing we know they have in their deck. Probably multiple copies if they brought in one. We'll do this. To reverse engineer, nice. And now... Actually, let's just equip Nettle Cyst. Let's beat them down. They don't have another Unholy Heat. There we go. Okay. This actually just kills them really fast. Cool. And even if they turn on the dragon, they're not going to have mana to turn on the dragon and do anything else. Okay, let's see if they can find this Abrade. Their draw was really good, but against a couple Tormod's Crypts, it just doesn't seem like it matters very much. But, you know, they could have the Abrade, they could have the Prismari command. Should be a little careful. Who are they shocking that land in? Going to 8? Opt. Opt. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's true. I was debating cutting a crypt. That was not an exceptionally smart move. That's 2 spells for the turn. There's the 3rd spell. Okay. I think they're pretty dead. Yep. Good first round, good first round. Phoenix is kind of comically good as matchups go. Time to update the record command. And let's keep going, baby. Blue-white Affinity. This deck is real. It is a real deck. It is a bona fide archetype. This deck's best matchups are Phoenix and Black-Green Food. This deck's worst matchup by a lot is Humans. Your whole deck is sort of premised on playing a bunch of cheap non-creature spells, which means that if our opponent plays like a turn 1 Esper Sentinel, for example, then we're very sad about the part where they play a turn 1 Esper Sentinel. I guess it's nice that these Torment Scripts are not feeding them necessarily. I mean, our hand is actually pretty reasonable against Humans. Play the second Crypt out while we have the tax taken off of us. Andy Awesome, Humans is just it's a fast aggro deck that makes all your spells more expensive, as we're seeing here. So our Nettle Cysts are great. Our Nettle Cysts also are expensive. Blackstaff Waterdeep, you know, would be great if we could actually cast it. We have to decide whether we want to cast it now and give them a card. I think we do have to cast it now and give them a card. I think it's just too important to be able to have a blocker for next turn before we start casting Nettle Cysts. Yeah, Humans is really good. But I did add a third Archon of Absolution to the sideboard, so I'm pretty excited to try that one out. And who knows, maybe their draw struggles a bit against a 4/4. Be curious to see if they, yep, second percentile. So because of this draw, like every spell we play is now drawing them like 2 cards. Unless I draw like Portable Hole for Thalia immediately. And it's just really, really hard to, because all their cards are like real Magic cards, it's really hard to keep up with them in this kind of scenario. Alright. Well, make a 4/4, it's not going to help much against Thalia. Now, their draw here was really good. They were on the play with Esper Sentinel into Thalia into second Esper Sentinel Luminarch Aspirant. It's an above-average draw for them, but even their average draws look a lot like this, which makes life pretty hard. So next turn we may just have to play a Nettle Cyst, draw them 2 cards, and pray they don't have access to a... they can get Giant Killer here? If they get Giant Killer here, it's also sad. Okay, yeah, Giant Killer is also very good against Nettle Cyst. It's like all the things that their deck does just incidentally kind of smash us. Like, I'll play this Nettle Cyst, they're going to draw 2 cards, and I honestly kind of want to give up already. We'll try. The second Nettle Cyst might do something if we like draw a Shadow Spear to go with it. There's a world where we can just make a 20/20 and maybe our opponent happens never to draw a Brutal Cathar. But they tend to be pretty good at drawing at least 1 Brutal Cathar. And they also do have this Giant Killer, so our removal is just ridiculously overtaxed. Somebody asked before, does this deck get anything from Crimson Vow? No, it does not that I've seen. I haven't looked closely, but I don't think so. But a black version of the deck does get a really good black artifact, which is promising. Interesting. Spellbinder. Okay. Someone asked about the deck's matchup against Classic Jund. I imagine the deck matchup against Classic Jund is pretty good. Having 4 Portable Hole to take out Ovens and a bunch of Grafdigger's Cage in the sideboard's nice. Having Stonecoil Serpent gives you a couple of things that technically answer Corvold, and your Nettle Cysts can outscale Corvolds in a lot of games. Putting the counter on Ranger Captain is interesting. I don't really understand that move. Okay. We survived to untap. We can cast an Esper Sentinel, which is at least something you can throw a Nettle Cyst onto at some point, so that's nice. And now this play is going to look a little strange, but we are going to attack with Nettle Cyst. We basically do need to work down our opponent's life total if we're going to win this, because they're just going to be drawing so many cards. So we kind of need to be able to like present threats and maybe luck into drawing a Stonecoil or something like that to get them. And now we'll go ahead and Nettle Cyst up the Sentinel. They can kill this with Giant Killer and attack me for a lot of damage. Actually, they have lethal. Never mind. Well, we'll make them, show us that they know about the lethal, but they do have lethal. Actually, we could draw Metallic Rebuke. Let's see if we draw Metallic Rebuke. Wrong improvised card. Oh well. Yeah, no real beating this. Our hand was kind of slow. We kept a hand up deliberately, cast nothing until turn 3, and that was just not even close to good enough. If you're asking about Citadel, we have a bunch of Grafdigger's Cage, and I think are pretty good at controlling Citadel overall. Right, we'll make our opponents show us that they know about the lethals. Okay, that was quick and painful, as I expected. Archon of Absolution comes in, Glass Casket comes in, Grafdigger's Cage. So we cut Tormod's Crypt, we cut Blackstaff, we cut some number of Reverse Engineers. In fact, I think it might be all the Reverse Engineers, just because Thalia makes this card really expensive and we're kind of going up our curve a little bit. It's like every non-creature spell you can trim makes a big difference. And we want at least 1 cage. The question is, how many cages are we supposed to be running for their companies? Probably just 2. Like, company's really good, but it's hard to, it's hard to afford drawing multiple cages. It's also possible we could be trimming some Metallic Rebukes. And actually, yeah, Rebuke's a little bit of a hard card to get off. I might want like a reverse engineer here over the 4th Rebuke. Perilous Vault is for Enchantress. It's just an artifact that kills 9 lives and wins the game on the spot. Could also try 1 Blackstaff over the 4th Rebuke in the interest of just generating a bunch of decent creatures. Our win con is putting a bunch of equipment on an Archon of Absolution. What does that mean for my... Let's just play the 4th Rebuke. Let's just try to go fast. I just don't think we have time to sit around drawing cards. Dingleberries, thanks for the follow. That's a solid hand. I like it. Opponent mulliganing twice is something I also like. No guarantee we can win even if they do mull twice, but it helps. Every little bit helps. Start with Esper Sentinel because these stone coils can be bigger later. Yeah, you always love them just having to play out the turn 1 Giant Killer because they have nothing better to do. That's always a good time. Looking for Nettle Cyst ideally, or we can just whiff. That's fine. That's fine. It's still a good-sized creature. All right, Giant Killer getting big, swinging in. All right, sure. All right, am I killing Aspirant? I think I'm killing Aspirant. And the question is, do I play a 2/2 Stone Coil? Or do I try and like save up and play much bigger Stone Coils? I think I'm kind of in the saving my Stone Coils department here. Is that true? No, I should be playing Stone Coil. I have 4 copies of Thought Monitor in my deck. Okay, that doesn't do much. Thought Monitor, hey, we were just talking about you. Could have played Treasure Vault first to make this a little cheaper, and that might in fact have been better. But I feel like we're in pretty tremendous shape regardless. Do I attack with Ingenious Smith and trade it with Giant Killer? Yeah, I'm actually pretty down to do that. Actually, no, they're not going to have enough mana to use Giant Killer on me. We'll just sit back. Their Giant Killer could get bigger off of something like a Thali's Lieutenant, but my Ingenious Smith is getting better with enough regularity that I think we're fine. Tough call. AAA, why would I play River's Rebuke against Enchantress? Instead of something like Cleansing Nova. We had an interesting discussion last night. I wish I knew the timestamp for the stream, but we did have an interesting discussion last night about what exactly the optimal answer to Enchantress out of the sideboard would be. There are 2 ways you can look at it. You can either look at a cheap card that destroys 9 lives, of which Cleansing Nova is probably the best. Or you can look at a card that's more expensive but is an artifact, so it's easier for you to get with your Ingenious Smiths. And for those purposes, so this is an interesting line. We can either let them draw a card and hold up Metallic Rebuke, or just make them not draw a card. I think because Metallic Rebuke gives them another card, I'm not super interested in letting them draw here. Do I attack with Thought Monitor? Yeah, I'm pretty interested in attacking with Thought Monitor. I think I'm the aggro player now. Nine lives is definitely a real thing. I mean, it's not. I don't think the deck is very good, but people do play it. So you don't want to be thinking about like what's good. You want to think about what people play, and people are definitely still playing Enchantress. Yeah, Bone Crusher Giant is not a common card either. All right. Taking the Smith's an interesting choice. Oh, we drew the casket immediately to, like, ultra punish our opponent's play there. Feels good. Yep. That strategy is one I would recommend for sure, Jofu. Let's just take Portable. We don't need Shadow Spear. Let's just kill them. Okay, on the draw, I think our basic philosophy here remains the same. Definitely don't reverse engineers on the draw. I can imagine Blackstaff being a plausible option over Metallic Rebuke. Maybe Metallic Rebuke is actually kind of slow on the draw. It's really miserable against Esper Sentinel and Thalia. Yeah, I would like our opponent not to mull to 5. Our opponent's fun matters just as much as our fun. Let's have a good, closely fought game that we happen to win at the end, but make it a good, closely fought game. That's the motto. Yeah. This is fine. Thanks, Klossy. I like the deck too. Alright, Bone mulls once. We're also going to mull once. This is a good hand. Keep 6, dump Metallic Rebuke or Esper Sentinel? I guess it's actually Esper Sentinel, right? We can't play this on turn 1. Yeah, Jofu, that works. That works. Let's do that. Let's root for our opponent to win the lottery.
That's the goal.
Alright, this is acceptable because I have a bunch of creatures in my hand. Let's hopefully hit some lands off these Ingenious Smiths. Glass Casket is also okay if we can hit the land. They want to attack with Esper Sentinel. I think I just trade with it. Yeah. Pretty happy reducing the size of my opponent's board when I have Archon of Absolution coming out eventually. Alright, let's get that third land, play this Glass Casket. Well, you see, Andy Awesome, I haven't played the lottery, so I won't be able to win it, but... Alright, Ingenious Smith, find me a land, buddy. Find me a land. We need that land. Portable Hole, also feasible. Alright, have a Coco in your hand that you can't play, please? A lot of things could crush us here. We're definitely off to a slow start. Uh-oh. Okay, Ranger Captain of Eos is good, but not unbeatable by any means. Zabugbug, Mysterious Wolf Art, thanks for the follows. Alright, we really need that third land that we dug really, really hard for a treasure vault and just never found one. Esper Sentinel, yep. Alright, opponent's gonna replenish their hand here. It's looking really tough. It's looking real tough. Elite Spellbinder doing a great job of locking out the Archon, which was our main hope to win. We drew Grafdigger's Cage. Not incredibly impressed by that one, I will confess. Let's play the card that blocks, I guess? But, feeling pretty dead. We could have played Portable Hold or remove Thalia, and maybe that was better this turn. Yeah, probably should have been Portable Hold or remove Thalia even if it drew them a card. They have another Elite Spellbinder. Yeah, we're fucked. This is sad. This is like they had like a relatively slower draw than their best draws here. And if we had just found a third land, I think we do win this game by just removing one of their creatures per turn for the entirety of the game. This wasn't meant to be. Do I double block a Ranger Captain of Eos? Can I afford to do that? I don't think so. I don't think so. They could also just sack the Ranger Captain here and we'd be... We're just dead, right? Yeah, we're just dead. Can't, Can kill one flyer, but then we're just dead to their attacks. Sad. Yeah, I mean, we try. We try. This was our nightmare matchup. We hit it once. We'll hope to not hit it again, and... yeah, we got our bad matchup, and a really bad draw out of the way at the same time. You can look at it that way. Yeah, Monologue, I miss playing Teamer Clover. Unfortunately, the humans deck you just saw makes it completely unplayable in Historic. This hand looks very good. Some question about whether this is a Stone Coil for one hand. It awkwardly kind of depends on what we're up against. Whether Stone Coil for one makes sense. I think with Nettle Cyst in hand, I'm pretty into Stone Coil for one. We have like our 1, 2, 3 plays already set up. Humans? Oh, for fuck's sake. That's so much humans. Still, double Ingenious Smith is a fantastic thing to have against humans. Not to mention Nettle Cyst. Shadow Spear, Thought Monitor. It's definitely Thought Monitor here. I'm going to play the Ornithopter, pump the Smith. This is the kind of draw where we can actually get some work done even against a pretty good humans draw. Okay, Luminarch Aspirant. Do I block this with Raven Inspector? No, I don't think so. I don't think so with the second Smith coming in. Tough call. And now do I Nettle Cyst? Or do I Ingenious Smith again and get that one pumped up? If I Nettle Cyst, they kind of need to have Brutal Cathar where their attacks are shut down for a while. I like the part where their attacks are shut down for a while. And I kind of dig going on the offensive here. Like, these creatures aren't really going to block, I don't think. Let's just hit them hard. And then say, even if you have Brutal Cathar, my next turn is going to be Treasure Vault, cast Thought Monitor, equip Nettle Cyst, and attack for like 6 damage. If you have Giant Killer, I don't really care. Elite Spellbinder? Yeah, it's fine. Even if they take Thought Monitor, we can still just cast it next turn. Honestly, being hit with Elite Spellbinder so much in these matches makes me wonder if Archon of Absolution might just be worse than Doomscar in the matchup. Usually if we can like Wrath humans once, we're actually pretty safe after that. And I like the idea of playing a card that just kind of hides from Spellbinder. Okay, opponent makes a sensible choice. I think... Hey Genki! Thanks for the kind words. I do think this deck is quite solid. Alright, so we're gonna go with... Yeah, we'll just go Vault. Actually, I think I Monitor here because if I had a blue source I can also play the Blackstaff. And there's not much I can play off of white and colorless because I've already drawn 2 Ingenious Smiths. The main sad thing here would be if I draw Portable Hole, I guess, which I could draw. Actually, yeah, let's do this. This also lets me equip Nettle Cyst to something, which is nice. Okay, we drew the Portable Holes, that's obviously great. Let's just go ahead and kill our opponent here. Nice explosive draw from our side. Feels good. Jofu, I don't think the new White Wrath is... I mean, if we have more creatures than our opponents in the humans matchup, which is the only time the White Wrath is really better than... The new Wrath is better than anything else. If we do that, we're already winning. Okay, so we're in very good shape here. Our opponents, even if our opponent has a Collected Company, they need to deal with... They can't really win without dealing with Nettle Cyst as a card, and they don't really have many ways to do that. And now they're at 1, and we have 4 creatures attacking them. The Germ does not have Trample, no. But Stonecoil has Trample.
We need to become.
I kind of didn't think very hard before I just jammed this portable hole. It's possible I should have thought harder about it. Alright, so I'm going to just go ahead and swing in with the 3 big creatures. The risk here is they hit Brutal Cathar and just eat my Stone Coil. I don't want them to eat my Stone Coil. But Ingenious Smith is probably going to force a chump block out of them. And yes, Classy, they definitely do have Coco. If we'd had Metallic Rebuke, that would have been pretty sweet. It might be correct for them to Coco on their main phase there. Double Spellbinder. Yeah, that's not where they wanted that to go. That would be pretty funny, Silvery, although we'd still be fighting at Settle the Wreckage. Just to note, we would have been fighting at Settle the Wreckage. Alright, what was my plan last time? Cut Reverse Engineers, add Archons of Absolution, add Glass Caskets. Cut Tormod Script, add Grafdigger's Cage. But only 2 of them, I think. Cut Ornithopter, and cut Blackstaff. I think was long and short on the draw. I could see cutting Metallic Rebuke, maybe. I mean, Esper Sentinel's medium, but it's like a castable creature that will sometimes draw us cards. And it's hard to think of much in my sideboard that's better than that. I think I'll refrain from playing my 9-mana Wrath, or my Negates, or my Mystical Disputes against them. It's possible that Ornithopter is slightly better than Esper Sentinel. Yeah, I guess Ornithopter is probably actually maybe slightly better than Esper Sentinels because it's easier to cast. Yeah. So, reasonable feedback, actually. The question is Ornithopter still the cut? Is Esper Sentinel the cut? Is Rebuke a cut? Maybe Second Sentinel is just the cut, actually. Yeah, I could see that. I like Ornithopter more, and I think I like Blackstaff more. Yeah, the game 1 win is huge. Our deck definitely gets better after sideboard than theirs does after sideboard. And this hand is extremely what we want to be seeing. And Thraben Inspector is also extremely what we want to be seeing. Yeah, maybe Monologue, maybe. I could see that. I don't love it myself. It seems a little on the nose sometimes. Alright, so I'm going to go with... Want to use Portable Hole here and save Caskets for 3-drops. Our opponent has plenty of 3-drops. Blackstaff, obviously not outstanding, but might serve some purpose later in the game if we stall out a bit. Yeah, Memnite and Historic would be great. I would love Memnite. Wow, okay. Opponent having a bit of a slow start here and missing their 3rd land drop. Alright, well we just got super lucky this game. That's how it'll go sometimes, I guess. And time to beat down. Portable Hole beating down, or is... I think Portable's actually beating down. Is that crazy? So if they have Brutal Cathar, next turn is the card I'm scared of. If they eat my Portable Hole, I just get to eat their Brutal Cathar and then get Portable Hole back. So I think this is actually the move. Get that extra point of damage in. Double Sentinel. Deal. And an attack. Okay. That's aggro. Gonna play a Glass Casket just to have something to actually do this turn. Alright, opponent's just like extremely committed to racing here. Good stuff. I'm just gonna probably Ether Thalia's Lieutenant, put them to 2. We could also Ingenious Smith first. Yeah, I actually think we're supposed to Ingenious Smith here. And then I'm okay giving them a card. Okay. Okay giving them a card here. And do I attack with Sentinel in addition to Portable Hole? So... Given that I have the Glass Casket... So the best thing they could do here would be like Brutal Cathar, kill my Ingenious Smith, and then Glass Casket still just beats them, so... I do think we attack. I don't think there's a way this gets us killed. They can play Thalia's Lieutenant, we jump with the Ingenious Smith, we win with Glass Casket, because our opponent's draw was miserably bad. And it kind of evens out, though. We got stuck on 2 lands in our last Humans match, our opponent gets stuck on 2 lands here. Oh, yeah, Eldraine was an outstanding set. Obviously missed on power a little bit, but like just a bunch of all-timer designs. And like Temur Clover, as obnoxiously overpowered as it was, is like an all-timer in terms of like extremely fun decks to play. If it had been a little bit less broken, it would have been, you know, classic, amazing, remember it forever. Yeah, I guess land Portable Hole Thalia's Lieutenant would do it. It's possible that I should have just not attacked with Sentinel and given them an out. And they would also need an untapped land that's not a Temple Garden. Alright, so the attack with Sentinel's probably bad, but... Stonecoil Serpent's pretty cool. So we remove Thraben Inspector, attack all, and then jam Stonecoil, and that should be enough, I think. This forces a trade and a chump. Puts them to 1, and then I can play 2 more 1/1s. So unless they're playing Wrath of God, this'll do it. I guess they could Collected Company a double Brutal Cathar as well. They could just Collected Company a double Brutal Cathar. So really good Coco does it, I guess. Well, Staff doesn't get them no matter what. They can just, you know, they could have Brutal Cathars or Skyclave Apparition. If they Skyclave Apparition take the Black Staff, that's obviously really powerful. But it has to be like Coco into multiple interactive creatures, I think. They shouldn't have any life link in their main deck. I think they might be deciding whether to cast Coco now or cast it when I attack. Yeah, Coco drawing me 2 cards is really good. Esper Sentinel, okay, that... So they can... Knight of Autumn, yeah, they can Knight of Autumn the Portable Hole. Oh, okay, that works. I see, I see. Alright, well, Treasure Vault's not the most helpful draw. Oh wait, crap! I just realized I threw the game. I had an untapped Blackstaff into Pump Stonecoil was actually a win there. So that's pretty awkward. That's really awkward. Okay. Well, here I come. Crap! If we manage to lose this game. Yeah, if we untap Blackstaff, we lose the Portable Hole, we make a 5/5 Trampler they can't block with Knight of Autumn, and that's... Actually, no, that still puts them to 1. They still trade with everything. Why let Smith die and not play the artifacts before combat last turn? I don't know what you're talking about, Polek. We played a Glass Casket before combat last turn. Yeah, I guess it's unpunt. I should have thought about it. Was it lethal? Yeah, that was lethal. That was lethal. Yeah, no, they can block both of because the Serpent's a 5/5, it's not a 4/4. Yeah, Polek, yeah. Ingenious Smith would be really frickin' broken if it triggered for every artifact. That would be Pretty crazy. Alright, we might as well play the Treasure Vault. Alright, well, our opponent can definitely Coco their way out of this one more easily now. But we still draw a card off of it, and we could draw a Metallic Rebuke off it. Yeah, we could also just draw a Thought Monitor or Nettle Cyst. We have a lot of excellent hits here. Would have been really funny if this had been a Grafdigger's Cage. Opponent having Knight of Autumn in their sideboard is unusual, but definitely scary. They definitely came prepared. Oh, thanks, Gabe. Appreciate it. Yes, we missed exact lethal, so if we lose this one, it's absolutely my fault, 100%. Still not used to playing with Stonecoil and doing Stonecoil math. Hardcast Giant Killer, okay. Well, at least we draw a card if they have the company. The question is there a world where I'm supposed to untap Blackstaff and use it on Stonecoil Serpent? Just to have a better chance of trampling over them for the win. Much worse against Brutal Cathar. But Brutal Cathar taking out Portable Hole is also really bad. So I think I actually do untap the Blackstaff here. I think that's just correct. Drew a land, okay. So not too much of a punish there. They could have second Giant Killer, that's true. If they have a second Giant Killer, I guess I'm sad, but we still kind of have Blackstaff punching things through for days. We'll try it. Alright, there's the Coco. Can we just draw Metallic Rebuke, please? Damn it. Yeah, missing that lethal. There's a reason you're not supposed to miss lethal. Missing lethal tends to be problematic. There's the Brutal Cathar. Now we're screwed. We're actually just dead. Shit. Oh wow. I mean, some poor luck there at the end, but again, we had the win on board if we just saw it, which is terrible. I guess Blackstaff was good. Do I want third cage? I don't want third cage. Maybe I do want third cage, honestly, over Esper Sentinel. I worry about them boarding out of companies, but they don't even know that. Alright, let's be on the play here. Let's find a good hand. Shit. Second land, this Ornithopter with the Blinkmoth Nexus. I could keep this, I can't though. This is really good though. I'm happy with this. Keep 6. I'm gonna dump Spire of Industry. Just try to have as much gas as possible here. We do predictions on the stream when I have the attention span for it, and generally when I am in the middle of a tournament. I don't have the... Oh, that should have been on white, by the way. Put this on blue just because I almost always default to putting it on blue, because I have Reverse Engineer, but there's no Reverse Engineer in my deck, so that should be on white, because I do have a bunch of white spells. My bad. Nettle Cyst. Alright, well this is just going to be Portable Hole, the Luminarch Aspirant. Play a Stonecoil on 1, because we need to be casting this Thought Monitor as soon as we can. And see if we can get to that third land. Yes, Janica, that was what all the hunts were about. In reference to your note there. Knight of Autumn. Oh god. It's actually not that bad. It's a 2-1, it doesn't get any human bonuses. And it doesn't do anything in Stonecoil Serpent, so it's mildly annoying at most. Now I think the play is just Nettle Cyst. Yeah, we'll play the expensive artifact here. We'll give them another counter on their Aspirant, but I think the efficiency of being able to cast Nettle Cyst here is worth it. We'll go ahead and get that attack in. And hope they don't just Coco us. There's every chance they just Coco us, though. Humans can definitely play Outland Liberator. I think Outland Liberator is probably better than Knight of Autumn. Although the Knight of Autumn gaining 4 life kept our opponent in that last game. Can't really emphasize how bad this matchup is. This is a really bad matchup. And the reason we were in the last game is because our opponent missed their third land drop for several turns. Yeah. I mean, Outland Liberator is clearly the best choice for green-black food. I think in humans you could maybe argue a bit more. I mean, humans probably just plays the human version of that card, right? You just play the Cathar. I guess Outland Liberator is also human, though. Is Cathar better? I don't know. Probably Liberator's better. My god! That's so many copies of Knight of Autumn. Why do you have so many copies of Knight of Autumn in your deck? Alright, well if we just draw a fourth land and play Archon of Absolution, I'm going to feel pretty good about our situation. Free blocks. Let's not forget our free blocks. There we go. Okay. Hitting them here because it puts them dead to Archon in 3 attacks. Yep, Classy Archon is preposterous against their deck. Thanks to Gabriel Nassif for the suggestion yesterday. This is one of these cards where, like, because white was unplayable in Eldraine Standard, I just, like, forgot this card even existed. But it's looking pretty good for us, I would say. He just can't attack. They can't do anything, really. Like, we have to be a little careful, but having a free blocker and our opponent paying 1 for every attacker means I think we just have this secured now. We can also draw a second Archon, that would be really funny. Okay. Well, here I'll just go ahead, cast the artifact that turns on Thought Monitor for next turn, and commence to smash. Alright, well, beating 2 Knight of Autumns feels pretty good, if we can get there. I'm really trying to think, like, what they even have that could stop this. I really can't think of much. Like, if they Coco this turn, they can't attack. Yeah, I'm thinking like realistic cards they would play in their deck as opposed to like what cards can kill an Archon. Skyclave Apparition doesn't do it. Although it does, you know, annoy me, and I can't play a thing here. But still, this is... Yeah, we should still be secure. Oh, Shadow Spear means we are definitely very secure. Thank you, Shadow Spear. You did a good job. What a ridiculous magic card. Yeah, they can just rattle off some more Knight of Autumns, but Shadow Spear puts that in reach too. Maybe they just play their own single copy of Stonecoil Serpent. Can't Giant kill it. Yeah, Shadow Spear just being like really excellent in a bunch of sets is kind of satisfying. Because Theros was like a really sad set in that it had a bunch of powerful cards, but they all got banned. Uro had to get banned, Underworld Breach got banned in some formats, Thassa's Oracle got banned in some formats, But good old Shadow Spear, alongside Crocs, are really holding down the fort for people remembering Theros. Okay, took out the humans deck there with our, you know, our plan was a scam, but their whole deck is a scam, so... Quid pro quo, or something. But I would like to stop running humans decks now, please. I think we've gone a one-on-one. We've passed the test. Please send me Jeskai, Phoenix, Black-Green Food. Sure. Sluggish hand, but fine. Sacred Foundry. Well, I'm curious. Our opponent has aroused my curiosity. What is Sacred Foundry? I guess this is probably just Jeskai. It looks like it's just Jeskai. Stonecoil Serpent's a nice one. I will gladly play that. I love having spells. Yeah, it would have been funny if this were just red-white mid-range, but alas was not to be. I like that they're not an Archmage's Charm for next turn. So we might be able to just resolve Reverse Engineer safely. So if they're playing Clarion over Anger, which some of these lists are, Stonecoil Serpent's going to make them real sad. Riverglide Pathway is specifically to tangle with...
That's the goal.
Alright, let's start with Treasure Vault and Nettle Cyst. See if this one resolves. Good. And then I'm just going to attack with Stonecoil. I'm a little bit wary of Shark Typhoon. It's not a super common card in Jeskai, but it does exist, and getting Mass Sentinel picked off for free would be the saddest. Okay. So if our opponent, like, untaps, wraths... Nice. Not getting wrathed in a way that matters. Very satisfying. Prismari Command would be fine. Sure. Stonecoil Serpent resisting that one is nice. Although we are just going to have to play Reverse Engineer this turn because we are a little low on anything to do. Having a creature protection for Teferi is good. Do I just play Tormod Script here? Yeah, I don't see why not. You know, they might have a Torrential Gearhulk in hand or something. Chaotic MTG, thanks for the follow. Okay, now we're taking this. That's okay, it's just a 2/2. We can live with that. Just gonna need some good action cards here. Opponent's playing a Relic, which makes me think that probably Crypt is not gonna be that good against them. Ornithopter, no! I ended up cutting one Stonecoil for an Ornithopter out of fear. So, do I use Portable Hole to eat my own Stonecoil? Do I use it to eat a treasure? Regrettably, I probably am supposed to use it to eat my own Stonecoil. This is a tough-looking game. It is unlikely that we're going to win this one, by the way. Just so y'all know. We're supposed to have some kind of action card by now, but even after Reverse Engineer, well, they killed our Nettle Cyst and we didn't find any other card draw. It's not over. I could find some more now, but it's tough. Yeah, I think we just Portable Hole. But you could take the treasure and hope it stops them from using Teferi? Yeah, let's just take the creature that blocks our stuff. And chill. Hold Ornithopter in hand. It's not going to be attacking for damage here. Charm Sentinel, sure. It's not particularly impactful. It's whatever. Come on, card draw. How about a Riverglide Pathway, Aaron? How does that make you feel? Yesh! Alright. Well, this matchup is genuinely good. Pithing Needle for the sideboard. I would play it if I wanted it for anything, but I don't think I want Pithing Needle for anything. There just aren't really activated abilities in this format that bother me. If you have a suggestion about like what Pithing Needle does, I'd be interested to hear it. The good news is a lot of our opponent's cards are not necessarily... The fact that you use 2 Archmage's Charms means they're a little low on card draw. They might not have much in the way of impactful cards. Okay, Reverse Engineer is something. We're going to go ahead and start with Ornithopter. They probably have a counterspell, but you know we gotta make them have it at least. Ornithopter makes Reverse Engineer cheaper, makes it easier to get around something like Mystical Dispute. Given that they're Relic of Progenitus, I really don't think they're opusing. Okay, they had the charm. Still, that's three of their charms we've gotten through now. Have to work through them eventually. Yeah, we have plenty against Oven, and against the Teferi decks, I'd rather just have more counterspells. More relics. Right, this is sad. Like, they haven't actually established any kind of lock on the game, so we kind of have to sit here and hope to find something. Like, we can go off in a second if we sit Thought Monitor into Thought Monitor. But if they do play a Teferi here, I think I scoop. I don't think I quite have the patience to sit through Teferi at this point. Unholy Heat my Ornithopter. Deal. Pretty happy to see that getting used on that instead of like an Ingenious Smith, for example. Yeah, if they had just been drawing 2 cards the whole time instead of stealing my random creatures, I'd be in a much worse spot than I am. Which is heartening. In the sense that it implies that they're not, like, a super great player. Essence Scatter. That's not one you see too often. But it's good here, I guess. I mean, given that they've been sitting here not playing spells the whole time, you know, they obviously are going to have some random stuff in their hand at this point. That's an untapped Hallowed Fountain. Is that just a demonstration of they don't think their life total matters, or is it a demonstration they have Magma Opus? Only one way to find out. Actually, I think this is now supposed to just be hold up both treasure vaults, because they can both pump Ingenious Method instant speed. Okay, resolved. Let's find something. Okay, I'm pretty interested in the Blackstaff of Waterdeep here, must confess. That one seems pretty impactful. So thinking about the cards they could have, Unholy Heat comes to mind. Maybe Negate or Veto or something, if they're about to counter my Blackstaff. We'll see. Okay, it looks like it's actually Magma Opus, which is kind of weird as a card for them to have. But sure, Magma Opus in your Relic or Progenitus deck. Alright, what are they tapping? They're hitting me for 3, they're tapping all my artifacts so I can't Blackstaff them. Okay, let's do this.
That's the goal.
So our opponent missed the instant speed pump on the Smith, which is nice for me. And now we just go animate Treasure Vault. Now we're still probably dead, but we'll keep fighting. I mean, maybe they're just playing it to hardcast it, Ginky, who knows? Maybe they're just playing it to hardcast it. I mean, it worked. You can't complain because it did work. Yep. I'll scoop to that one. Sometimes you just get next leveled, what can I say? Alright, Shadow Spear's out, Blackstaff's in, Negate's in, Disputes are in, Portable Holes are coming out. Are all the Portable Holes coming out? Or do we think we might still want one? I think I still want one Portable Hole over one Shadow Spear. What a fucking game. I'll take an Ornithopter out for a Grafdigger's Cage, just because Ornithopter gets swept very easily. And yeah, I think that's about it. Let's roll with this. But, I mean, they sat there. We have 3 Tormod's Crypto, if I don't think, and we have a bunch of counterspells. I want to play Cage over Ornithopter, which doesn't really do anything, but I don't want to play Cage over cards that actually do anything. Yeah, if they hadn't had Magma Opus, they would have killed us long before, so... Does Cage stop Mastery? Does Cage stop Mastery? Oh, it actually doesn't, does it? That's a good question. It does stop Gear Hulk. It stops Gear Hulk, which is nice. But it does not stop Mastery. God damn it. Do I keep this on the strength of Esper Sentinel? Hopefully drawing me a card. I don't think I can. Okay, worth a shot, I guess. Do I just dump Portable Hole? Portable Hole helps me cast these Reverse Engineers eventually, so I think I'm supposed to dump one of the Engineers. Sucks, but I think that's realistically what I'm supposed to be doing. GH Suna, no, you can't have too many colorless lands in this double blue needing white mana early deck. Ingenious Smith's a terrific draw. Portal Hole is a great mana rock here. Tormod's Crypt is another great mana rock. I'm going to take Crypt over Sentinel here, I think. Not actually sure about this one. Actually, it's probably supposed to be Sentinel. Is it supposed to be Sentinel? No, I'm going to take Crypt. We just have so little colored mana right now. Another frickin' Tormod script. Alright, well, it is what it is. It's mana rock. Means we draw a blue source next turn. If they try to kill the Smith, we can rebuke this, which I will do, because what the hell else do I have going on? Nothing. We're trying, chat, we're trying. These draws have been pretty trying, though. Now they have the Anger. Clarion, okay. They did have Clarion in their deck the whole time, so the Stonecoils are cool. Blue source? Please a blue source? Hey! Hey! Alright, alright, alright. Alright, there's ample hope. Ample hope here. Thank you very much. All of you Tormod scripts, you're doing a great job. Let's see if we can bait out an Archmage's Charm from our opponent. Can we use Blackstaff to bait an Archmage's Charm? They can actually steal it, which is funny. So I guess they don't actually need to counter it. So let's actually go with, do I Nettle Sister Smith to bait this out? We'll Smith to bait it out. Mystical Dispute, okay. That's interesting. Did not see that one coming. So now the question is, do I play Portable Hole just to have a blank artifact? I don't think so. I feel like our opponent could just have Portable Hole in their deck and we happen not to see it last time. And if they Portable Hole the Blackstaff, I'm going to be really glad I had a Portable Hole for that. Good, we didn't get Teferied. I was worried we were going to get Teferied. Okay, yep. Yep, we figured out the trick. Of course, they can Prismari Commander Portable Hole, but I still feel pretty good about this particular sequence. Yeah, I can imagine this doing something kind of destructive in D&D. Okay, and now the question is, do I just Nettle Cyst? So they've shown us Mystical Dispute. I think I just want to Nettle Cyst this turn, because Nettle Cyst stops them from doing anything with Teferi. Hoping they have at least one Mizzix's Mastery in hand here. And no Nivs. Please, no Nivs. That is correct. To the person who asked about Improvise, you cannot tap blue artifacts for blue mana. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria resolves. So if they have Prismari Command, that could be tough for us. If they bounce a Germ token and that's their whole turn, that's incredible. Okay, they bounce Nettle Cyst, which is sensible of our opponent. That's the correct thing to bounce. I've seen people bounce the Germ before, which is not how you actually do it. Treasure Vault. Okay, so I can cast Reverse Engineer and still use Blackstaff. That's correct. That is correct. And can I still attack then? Yes. Can I keep a Tormod's Crypt untapped while doing all of that? Yes, I can. Okay. Can I get around Mystical Dispute and do all of that? That's a question. Okay, I think I'm not that scared of Mizzix's Mastery right now. They haven't shown me Magma Opus, so I'm just gonna go ahead and play around Mystical Dispute here a bit. So we'll do this, tapping, hole, crypt, crypt, double blue, draw 3, beautiful. And now we just get to go tap the new Treasure Vault to animate the old Treasure Vault. Kill Teferi. And cast Thought Monitor. Actually, Mystical Dispute, we'll play Esper Sentinel here. Okay, that's good. Let's see if we can keep a 7 this next game. Portable Hole. They want second Portable Hole over Grafdigger's Cage, given they haven't seen Torrential Gearhulk. Probably. That's a good hand. I like this hand. Oh, as usual, the question is, do I play Stonecoil on 1 on turn 1? I think the answer is yes. Big Stonecoils are a serious risk against the deck that plays a million Archmage's Charms. So I just like the extra damage and the extra artifact early. Can't even Helix it, lol. Feels good. Yeah, Archon is for humans. That's, sadly, you just kind of have to have it. Alright, we'll go for blue or white. I don't mind taking a point of damage. I think I... Hitting a land or a Shadow Spear. It's the land here. Okay, this is gonna be... what? So holding up Rebuke's a little tricky here. Let's just go Vault, Pump Smith. Swing. Good. And then I think we just Smith and leave up Mystical Dispute for an Archmage's Charm here. These are great. Do I want Blackstaff or Nettlecyst? I think it's Blackstaff. Opponent's got to know about some kind of Mystical Dispute thing here, given the way that turn went, but it's not like they can do anything about it. Getting rid of Prismari Command feels fantastic. Yep, Blackstaff also just an excellent follow-on for Clarion. They don't even have the Clarion. They just took Stonecoil Serpent. That is funny. Oh no, opponent. Oh no. Alright. Well, can't hold their hole here. God, that sounds way dirtier than I mean for it to sound. Can't hold their hole here, but... Alright, sadly we actually can't choose targets for Portable Hole, which is kind of Awkward. I guess I still rather have the thing back. Alright, so let's go with an attack. And I think I just pass. So I have two options. One option is to Portable Hole or Portable Hole, which just gets me another artifact on the battlefield and still holds up Rebuke. I think I like the option of holding up Treasure Vault more, though. Because this way, if they try to Clarion me, I can stack Treasure Vault and get one of my Smiths out of Clarion range. And they might also just play a Portable Hole that I would rather Portable Hole than the Portable Hole that we had seen already. Like that one. And now the real question is, do I do the Gangster move of just cracking this Treasure Vault now? I think I actually kind of do want the extra 2 points of power here. I think they might just have nothing. Yeah, I think they might have like an Archmage's Charm or some crap. Okay, so we are one off of having Blackstaff for lethal if they have nothing. I think we just go for it. It's hard to think of what card they could have that really... Oh wait, Portable Hole doesn't have... Portable Hole is summoning sick and we can't do the treasure. Never mind, never mind. We're not doing this. We'll just attack, hold up, Rebuke. Yep. Portable Hole, coming through. Nice job. Alright, so now we can do this and hold up Metallic Rebuke, which I imagine has to be correct. Torrential, nope. Alright, great. They did have it after all. Okay, okay. That was nice. That was real nice. 3-1. Thanks, Ginky. Whew. Matt Gerard, yeah, so you can cast Thought Monitor with Treasure. It's sort of the same way if you ever played like an Emery Gilded Goose deck, how you can play Emery off of food that will not exist once Emery comes into play. Once Emery hits the stack, that is. Yeah, Maze Magic, I really like this. I like my decks that can play both ways. Sure. Not unreasonable. The pathways are in the deck from Merfolk. You want to play as few islands as you can get away with in this format. Okay, I think we're just going to Stone Coil for 2 here, because we have nothing better to do. And if we do draw something better to do, we can Stone Coil for more later. Black-green, okay. We have a Portable Hole for the first Witch's Oven. It's, our hand's a little bit crap, but we got time to work out of it. Oh, it looks like it's also traditional Jund, because they don't have Luris as a companion, so Metallic Rebuke's a little more useful here than it often is. I have not played against Merfolk this run, no. Also, God, these hands are garbage. Okay, well. Yeah, Jund should be a pretty good matchup. Obviously, you want your hands to generate a little more value than ours is here. But that's why you play a bunch of Reverse Engineer. Oh wait, they are, okay, they are like the Luris-y version of this deck. Interesting. Huh. Sure. Fuck's sake. Ah. That's a lot of lands. That's a lot of lands. Mandios and Merfolk's okay. It's probably not as good as like a tier 1 deck, but it's okay. Did I rebuke this? I genuinely think I do rebuke this. Their deck doesn't have that many ways to kill a Stonecoil Serpent, and if I draw Nettle Cyst, maybe Stonecoil just like runs over them. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Well, now I feel silly. Okay, so they're just playing Corvold and Kalnigarten. Well, it's good to know that we weren't beating Corvold anyway. Definitely not with that draw. All right, traditional Jund. Traditional Jund. Scripts are out, cages are in. Sentinel is not particularly good here. Some number of caskets are reasonable. Stonecoil can block Corvold indefinitely, but my entire hand was lands, and our opponent's going to be drawing multiple cards a turn. There's no point in sitting through that. Is this genuinely like a Perilous Vault matchup? This could genuinely be... Nah, it's silly. Perilous Vault kills all of our stuff. It doesn't work. So I want Blackstaff over Esper Sentinel. Sentinel's actually reasonable on turn 1. It does slow them down pretty nicely. I think this is a... Ornithopter actually having flying is kind of nice. I think this is a cut 1 Esper Sentinel for like 1 Glass Casket kind of dealio. Sentinel dying to Mayhem Devil's a little sad. I don't think it's a Vault matchup. Vault is just... I think it's just for the matchup wins the game in, because you know, there's no guarantee that Jund doesn't just recover much better than we do. It also costs 9 mana. 9 mana is a lot of mana. Yeah, this all seems fine. I might want another Blackstaff over one of the Sentinels as well. I'll just stick with this. Perilous Vault kills 9 lives. Okay, this hand is very slow, but a lot of cards we could draw make it very explosive. I don't know. It could be that both of these... Okay, never mind. It's all good. It's all good. We're great. We're so good at this game. We're so good at this game! Alright, do I take Ornithopter or Nettlecyst? It's just Nettlecyst. I really want to save my Metallic Rebukes for Corvold if at all possible. So we're not going to try and cast Rebuke next turn. The red mana on the pathway is nothing. The pathway is just a blue land that does not give Merfolk Island Walk. Portable Hole. That'll be good for an oven later or something. Let's go with Spire Nettlecyst. We've had a pretty satisfying run so far. Our first game against Jund was drawing 5 lands in a row after our opener, which was sad, but this game feels like it's going to go pretty well. So it's interesting. This is like a mixed Jund with Deadly Dispute, Kalnigarten stuff in addition to Corvolds. I kind of dig it. It seems cool. They have the oven as well. They don't have an oven as well, so that's cool. Let's go with... Alright, what am I doing here? Definitely want to reverse engineer this turn. I think I want to portable hole the... Do I want to definitely do that? They are on Corvold next turn, potentially. I could portable hold the Goose, which takes him off of Corvold. Doesn't seem like the thing to do. How scared do I play around untapped land Corvold? They lose their treasure to do that, so it's like hard for them to get a lot of value off of it, honestly. I think I do portable hold the Squirrel. And just jam reverse engineer and then force them to have Corvold. Well, if we hold up a rebuke for Corvold, we're just kind of sitting here not doing very much. And I really think we are supposed to take advantage of being able to reverse engineer here. Like, we don't necessarily just die to Corvold here because their board is pretty small and we have a giant Nettlecyst. They've chosen a Fatal Push. Cool, that's fine. Alright, second Rebuke. Alright, so we're just gonna counter our opponent not to have a Corvold, or if they do have a Corvold... Yeah, we should be able to beat a Corvold here. Famous last words, of course, but I think we can beat a Corvold here. I just have so many counterspells, and a giant Nettlecyst that, like, outpaces Corvold. So now we just go Treasure Vault, Esper Sentinel, Thought Monitor, and attack for 6. And we're chilling on Metallic Rebuke, which stops most of the good stuff they could play. Worst case scenario, they have Witch's Oven, but Portable Hole means we should even be able to beat a Witch's Oven. Trail of Crumbs. That's a note from me, dog. If they have a Witch's Oven after this, should still be fine, I think. And they're not gonna have they're definitely not gonna have a 1-mana Rec Sage. Okay. There is some chance we just literally kill them with double removal spell this turn. Nature's Claim is not an historic. That would be a nice one to bring in. Okay, no blocks. I'm going to preserve the ability to maybe just kill them. They're not dead. Oh, now they're dead. Yes, now they're dead. Shadow Spear means they were like extra double plus dead as well. Okay. That was good. We handled the turn 4 Corvold pretty adeptly. Okay. I feel like I don't actually want Esper Sentinel very much on the draw. I think I just prefer Glass Caskets, which stop Ravenous Squirrel and also just kill stuff like Goose, which makes it harder for them to get Corvold out quickly. I think this is the move. We just play as a control deck. Tormod Script, we already have 3 Grafdigger's Cage. Dispute's not crazy. Dispute is also a card you could definitely consider, because Corvold is really strong. But it's important to remember that Corvold really... needs like resources to work with, and so if like we're killing all our opponent's small incidental creatures... Double Squirrel. Okay, scary stuff. It's a lot of squirrels. Arashka, what do you mean Mayhem Devil? You mean Woestrider as a sack outlet? As far as sack outlets go, Jund Food typically has Witch's Oven, Woestrider sometimes, Deadly Dispute sometimes, as our opponent's demonstrating here. Honestly, our opponent's build of Jund seems really good. Like, one of the biggest problems this deck always had was just not enough cards and not fast enough Corvolds, and our opponent's definitely working... Okay, this seems ambitious. This seems a little aggressive. Like, Deadly Dispute into Corvold is really sick, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, I'm just going to play Ingenious Smith here, because it has a pretty good chance of hitting a Portable Hole or a Glass Casket. Case in point. Oh, I could take Stone Coil as well, because Stone Coil blocks Squirrel forever, but that seems overly cute. I think I just want my removal spell that acts as a removal spell. Right. Yeah, they have Fatal Push and shit. Let's just not even get into that. Pathios, it's not at all surprised they haven't brought the Mana Hierarchs into Historic. That's like... That would be an extremely dramatic change in the format. I think green is really bad in Historic right now. I think having more 1-drop mana creatures could be cool, but... Deal? Alright, every time my opponent's playing cards that are not just kicking my face in with Corvold, I'm happy. Maelstrom Pulse is scary, but you know, well, we can survive. We can tolerate this stuff. Let's just draw more portholes, please. More glass caskets, also okay. It's fine. Are they going to sack the squirrel here? Yeah, okay, makes sense. It's definitely scary, but we're holding on despite no lands. This is like a pretty clunky, expensive hand. If they have Corvold here, we lose. Unfortunately, can't get Corvold. So, a little bit of a clumsy draw, but Corvold, the Corvold versions of this deck are definitely harder than the black-green versions, because Corvold just goes over the top of us so hard. But yeah, the problem there was... Yeah, we had a choice to take the... Had we taken Stone Coil over Glass Casket, maybe we had a chance. No, we don't run Emery. Emery doesn't do anything in our deck. Guess I should update the record. Yeah. Fast Corvold Dispute Jund seems really good. I don't like Jund in general, I just find it boring to play, but if y'all like Jund, I would recommend doing what our opponent was just doing and playing Deadly Dispute to ramp into your Corvolds. Good hand. This deck is very good against Izzig Phoenix Merrick. We play a bunch of Tormod Script in our main deck. No! God, humans again? That's so bad. That's so awkward. Alright. Still, our hand is actually pretty good against humans, so I can't complain. But we were hoping to dodge humans and play a lot of black-green food, and we've seen no black-green food, and we've seen 3 humans decks so far. We were also hoping to see a bunch of Jeskai, and we did see one Jeskai. Yeah, I think humans is probably going to drive me away from playing this deck on ladder much, just because it's the most popular deck, I think. But we were hoping to see a little bit less of it than we did. Just a little less. Okay, this is actually pretty reasonable. Let's see, so I play Shadow Spear and I can still cast Metallic Rebuke. So we're going to do that. And then we actually can just play Reverse Engineer next turn. The Raven Inspector resolves. Thalia's Lieutenant does not resolve. Luminarch Aspirant similarly does not resolve. Alright. Shields down for a turn. Let's hit some lands and spells and stuff. Good, good, good. This is all good. We stand a chance. Did I win? I don't know what you mean, Buensi. Do you mean the last game? Do you mean some other game? Dauntless Bodyguard's fine. That one doesn't matter very much. Thalia's Lieutenant? Yeah. This is gonna be tough. It's still winnable. Gonna kind of depend on how many Brutal Cathars are sitting in their hand here. Okay, you were talking to someone above. I see you. Mojo Jojo and Alien, thank you for following. Yeah, opponent's hand was a very solid curve out here. And our game 1 plan against them is just kind of terrible. Alright, do I Thought Monitor or Ingenious Smith here? Think it's gotta be like Thought Monitor into another Thought Monitor here for us to have a chance? The best possible... Actually, let's think about what in terms of like winning the game here. If we're trying to win the game, the best possible thing we could do here would be Ingenious Smith into Treasure Vault. And I think that's better enough than just randomly casting Thought Monitors that we have to go for it. Because it's just an extra creature, means our blocks are not as miserable next turn. What would I equip the Shadow Spear to this turn that would be worth doing? I mean, a 2/2 lifelink here just doesn't help at all. Yeah, we should probably make a Pathway command. If someone's like an admin here who knows how to do that, that'd be great. Otherwise, maybe I'll do it after this match. Okay. So this is all going according to, like, desperation plans. We're still not ahead after this turn, but we have a chance if our opponent doesn't have, like, another lieutenant to follow up. Smith is good. Or we could just hit Nettle Cyst plus Shadow Spear them. Yeah, so if we can survive a turn, we've got hope. A little bit of hope. A lot of stuff breaks us down. Tammy, you should say... here, I'll type it in the chat here. Okay, Luminarch Aspirant is acceptable. That one does not just kill me. I wouldn't say it makes me stronger, but it doesn't kill me. And Metallic Rebuke actually looking kind of hot here. I think we're actually pretty favored. I think we're pretty favored. We'll see how aggressive our opponent goes with these attacks. Deal. Okay. So we will be double blocking Mr. Inspector. Imagine playing a 23 land deck without a bunch of Ingenious Smiths and Reverse Engineers to find your 4th land. Imagine that. Stonecoil is also nice. Okay, what are we doing here? I actually think this is a pretty clean... Portable hold Lethalia into Nettle Cyst hold a Metallic Rebuke. The Bodyguard is on Thalia, which is not going to matter here. And this is game over. Reverse Engineer, folks. Card quantity matters. Also, I am going to pat myself on the back a little bit and say that the Ingenious Smith play there was really, really a good one. It was well wrought. What would Scrap Trawler be for, Pathlos? I will give you the advice that Jeff Hoagland often gives on his stream, which is... when you're thinking about adding a card, just don't just think, you know, this card vaguely feels like the kind of thing that should be in the deck. Think, what does the card do that helps the deck with a problem it had, or something like that. And I'm not sure what problem that would be solving for us. Yeah, and this puts them low enough that even if they have Skyclave Apparition in their main deck and can take my Nettle Cyst, we just kill them with Thought Monitor next turn. Might as well play out Stonecoil. Don't see why not. What do you mean works well with Thought Monitor? What is the combo between Scrap Trawler and Thought Monitor? In order for that to work, my Thought Monitor has to be cast, it has to die, and then I have to have an artifact in my graveyard that I care about getting back. And meanwhile, Scrap Trawler is a 3-mana 3/2. Scrap Trawler is good in combo decks where you're putting a lot of artifacts in your graveyard and trying to recycle them. This deck really just doesn't put very many artifacts in our graveyard. We're trying to keep artifacts in the battlefield so we can use them for mana. Alright. I don't even remember what our sideboard plan was last time. I'm going to try and imitate it roughly. Who knows if I'm actually going to get there. There's always the one spare card, and I can't remember what I'm supposed to take out. Probably Stonecoil? Yeah, Stonecoil just doesn't block for shit. It dies really easily to all their exile effects. I think it's just Stonecoil. It's possible I want 2 Stonecoil out for Cage, although having too many non-creature spells is rough. Oh, yikes, Tammy. Yeah, I gotta get rid of MTG bot, I guess. Okay, so what's the last cut? Probably just Blackstaff. Yeah, I feel like Knight of Autumn can't be very common in the sideboard, but... yeah, I think I'm just cutting Blackstaff, just to have fewer... Stonecoil at the very least is a speed bump. Maybe it trades with something if their draw isn't that good. Huh, I just realized that we have 178 people, and we had like 350 earlier. Maybe someone else started streaming. Alright, this is a plausible hand. Paladin class, that's a spicy meatball. It's not very good against us. Like, I'm pretty happy to see it. Oh, League of Legends finals? Maybe that's it. Yellow Hat started. That's fine. Catilda Dawnheart Prime. Alright, opponent is doing some real spice over there. I guess I've got to get rid of Catilda. Portable Hole Eating Paladin class is pretty great, by the way.
We need to become Aaron Gertler tonight, Chad. That's the goal.
Alright, that's sad. Alright, so we could play Grafdigger's Cage and try to shut them off of Coco, but I think the winning play is just Metal Cyst and hope that it works.
Tonight, that's the goal.
The fact that they burn through a Skyclave Apparition already is a good sign, because that's probably one of their main ways of getting rid of Metal Cyst. Thanks very much, Andy Awesome, I appreciate it. Alright, Dream Tech, what else is going on? Me and my big fat mouth, chat. Me and my big fat mouth. Alright, well. Against all the Skyclave Apparitions, I might want some Reverse Engineers back in the deck. Their opponent's deck looks like a slower and grindier version of humans than I had anticipated. I was gonna say we could just draw a pile of Thought Monitors and that might help, but Paladin class looks like it's gonna eat our lunch at this point. It was me waving you. I was trying to wave at you.
I was just saying good morning.
Good morning, Tammy. Okay, we got a block here. We gotta trade resources while we can. Make use of the Shadow Spear. We can still win with certain draws. We're not out of it by any means. Glass Casket. Okay, Glass Casket is actually pretty reasonable. I'm going to go ahead and eat the Skyclave Apparition that is hanging on to my 3/3. Get a 4/4 lifelinker. Catilda's obviously really scary, but I think I need to buffer my board a bit before I can worry about her. Paladin class does what again? That's fine. That doesn't even really do anything, does it? Like, what attack are you making that makes that sensible? Gosh, if we can find like any relevant spell here, we're gonna be in such incredible shape. Nettles' Thought Monitor, Ingenious Smith, even Stonecoil is really good here. Yes, Gabe C, you're welcome to. It's in a tournament level game. Just wind down their clock for sure. Also, some new followers, CDG, Ad Serene, thanks so much. Esper Sentinel. It's not great, but it's something. Definitely attacking here. Got to work them down at some point.
We need to become Aaron Gertler tonight, chat. That's the goal.
Boomerang Kevin, thanks for the follow. Alright, now we'll move Shadow Spear over to the Sentinel. Light Pathway. Yeah, Sentinel doesn't seem very good. You're gonna get to change things up a bit.
We need to become Aaron Gertler tonight, chat. That's the goal.
Mongoose, there is a record command. Alright, double striker coming in. I will take 6. I will take 8. Alright, this doesn't seem like a race they're necessarily winning. I mean, if I can draw anything, just anything. Fuck. Okay. Alright, well, we're trying. We do this. We attack, we go to 14. We don't die on the backswing. We take exactly... Currently, we're taking exactly 13 on the backswing, so I'm just going to assume my opponent draws nothing. Of course, many things beat us here, but we gotta try and menace them a little bit. Their hand probably has at least one Coco in it. Come on, anything. Just anything. Anything at all. That's something. That definitely qualifies as something. Still no guarantee. Like, we're kind of in stalemate here a little bit. Or they just run some kind of random kill spell, but... Glass Casket! Wow, our opponent's draw was terrible. It was, like, even worse than ours somehow, but... You know, someone's got to win the game of Magic, and I suspect they have some companies that we are successfully shutting off right now. Gonna swing for 4 here. I don't think there's... The extra 1's gonna matter at all. Now, the first game, I mean, they got stuck in 3 lands, but I think the first game we won by the strength of our draw. In this game, our opponent just lost on having a terrible, terrible draw. Yeah, 5 spells, 8 lands, maybe some Cocos. Huh. Yes, they're also just doing some weird stuff here. They turned out... They looked like regular aggro humans in Game 1, and now they're kind of Catilda grind humans. That one makes sense. Whew. Oh, good sport. Good sport from the opponent. They had really bad luck. Boomerang Kevin O'Loren of the Maiar. Thank you so much for the new follows. Okay, record update. I guess we're back to 4-2 now. Went 4-3 in the day 1 last week. Hopefully you can do a little better here. Okay, where's my record command? Come on, Jeskai, or Black-Green Food, or Citadel, or Phoenix, or Enchantress. No more humans, please. Sure. Here we have the classic beating down with a Tormod script on turn 2 hand, which is always a delight. Motherfucker. Why? Why are there so many of them? Why does it have to be this way? It didn't have to be this way, surely. Maybe it's a mirror. You can hold out hope that they have the 1 planes. Yeah, alright. So we clearly metagamed incorrectly here. I was hoping that black-green food was gonna, like, mop the floor with humans. Because black-green food does mop the floor with humans, right? Like, what the hell does humans do against black-green food? And yet, here we are, getting the floor mopped with us. Alright, do I reverse engineer here? I think this is reverse engineer with Thought Monitor, because Thought Monitor's not blocking anyway. This is like an efficient turn to get a lot of mana off of that. Like, we might get there. It's a lot of Thought Monitors. Esper Sentinels from Modern Horizons. Right? Modern Horizons original, I think. Opponent staring at the cards, just reading all of them. Sometimes when people stare at your cards, it means they're going to try and interact with them. I expect that our opponent is mostly staring at our cards to read them. Sure. Okay. Okay, so we're just gonna go with Thought Monitor into Stone Coil's kind of nice for a future turn. Let's just play the other Thought Monitor for now. Ingenious Smith is cool. We don't have Metallic Rebuke up. Actually, do I play Stone Coil for 1? I think I'm actually supposed to play Stone Coil for 1. I think it's just a little bit too, there's a bit too much stuff for me to do next turn. So opponent can't Coco next turn. There are many things they can do to make their board really scary and crush me. But I am open to blocking pretty aggressively to get rid of Thalia or Esper Sentinel if they give me a chance. The reason I didn't play Shadow Spear is because I didn't want my opponent drawing a card off of Esper Sentinel. There's like a pretty good chance I hit a portable hole off of these Thought Monitors and get rid of the Esper Sentinel before I have to play the Spear. Or that my opponent trades off the Sentinel this turn or the Thalia this turn. Like, there's an argument for playing Shadow Spear and saying that the mana efficiency is worth giving them an extra card, but I don't think I'm into that line of play. That's fine, it's a reasonable question. They just put a counter on Luminarch Aspirant. That is fascinating. There's no, like, instant speed pump effect in this format, right? I'm not, like, missing some kind of instant speed pump they can do, am I? I hope not. If I am, this is where I die. Dromoka's command, I guess? Dromoka's command. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, they just didn't have anything. This doesn't look good for them at all. Elite Spellbender, okay, that's reasonable. What do you take off of that? It says Reach, which is helpful. Like Blackstaff plus Stonecoil Serpent plus Rebuke. Yeah, I wish I had taken Thalia now that I know they had nothing, but it was like a slightly weird attack. Did not know what to make of it. They took Metallic Rebuke. I don't think that's going to work out quite the way they want it to. I should just play the beach here. Nettle Cyst is cool. Not going to use it now. I'm just going to play Shadow Spear, hold up Metallic Rebuke. That seems pretty reasonable. Yeah, trying to elite Spellbinder and Improvised card does not really do much for you. Luminarch Aspirant. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and rebuke that. They get a hit in with Spellbinder as a result, but I don't want to sit here doing nothing this turn. I mean, they can attack pretty well, actually, but I get to go Blackstaff Shadow Spear next turn. Or just like Nettle Cyst Shadow Spear is also fine. Giant Killer's a little scary. But we gain enough life here that I think we're in okay shape. We'll see. So what does this look like? I want to play Nettle Cyst, equip Shadow Spear to Smith, gain 4 life. I think that's the move. My other option would be to Blackstaff the Stone Coil, Shadow Spear that, attack for 6. But I'm not playing Nettle Cyst here, so that I don't think can possibly be right. We're still not guaranteed to win the game by any means, but the fact that they were 2 mana off of Coco helps a lot. And that any spell, they basically can't play spells unless their spell is removing Nettle Cyst. Because if we ever hit them with a Nettle Cyst Shadow Spear, they lose. They are hard chillin', okay. Metallic Rebuke is cool, I like that. Giant Killer is dangerous, but not too dangerous. Let's go with Blackstaff of Waterdeep on the Stone Coil. How does my opponent want to react on this turn? They kind of have to tap the Smith, right? They can't Coco because of Thalia. They could block deliberately with Thalia to be able to Coco, but then I rebuke it. They're just letting me attack with all of these creatures. I think I'm into that. Here's lethal damage. I don't think this was it. I don't think this was the way. I guess they're trying... Okay, I see what they're doing. So they're desperately trying to block with Thalia and then Coco kill me on the back swing with a good Coco. They could also have a Giant Killer in hand, but I still think they... Yeah, they could have a Giant Killer in hand. That might make this make sense, but I really think it's just Coco. That's a no-no.
We need to become Aaron Girdler.
Testicle Jones, thanks for the follow. You got me to say testicles on stream. Collected Company doesn't do it. They are dead to any of these creatures with Shadow Spear Nettle Cyst unless they can hit a Skycleave Apparition. Only one Giant Killer is a good point. That is the standard, isn't it? Shoo! Hey there. We are up against our fifth human match of the day? Fourth, actually. Fourth human match so far. We were trying to dodge this matchup. It has not been working. But our opponent's taking so long in this Collected Company, they're going to drop me right out of the humans bracket into the control bracket when all's said and done. So that's cool. Yeah, that's not enough. That is not enough. Golgari, if I knew I was going to be playing with what I was playing today, I would just be playing black-green food. Pretty easy choice there. I don't know if they're just dead, so I'm just going to play Reverse Engineer. Just in case. That'll do. Sometimes people don't really realize what's going on until they see the numbers go up. Yeah, as it turns with Grim Lavamancer might also be fine against humans. Alright, so Caskets. This is definitely the standard issue humans deck, not doing the weird Catilda stuff. And Cages. Cutting, Reverse Engineers on the draw. Cutting, Tormod's Crypt. Cutting, Esper Sentinels. Blackstaff actually did good work there again, so good work, Blackstaff. I want a third cage over a Sentinel. I think I'm okay on 2 and 2 here. Having creatures that you can cast is pretty good. Well, maybe it's third cage. We have not used Perilous Vault, but we have not hit the only matchup Perilous Vault is for. Perilous Vault is exclusively for Enchantress. But the fact that I would be happily boarding in Cleansing Nova against all these humans decks does make me think that probably this Perilous Vault should in fact just be Cleansing Nova again. It was a fun experiment. That's not going to do it. It's too slow. Okay, keep and hope we draw a white source. If we draw a white source, this might work. If not, we'll just go on to game 3. That's that. What's that, Tammy?
Are you 4-2 or 5-2 now?
I am 4-2 still. Alright. Alright. If we don't draw the white source, I'm just going to go to game 3. There's no chance I can win this game if I don't draw a white source. Blue source. Well, alright. That technically lets me cast Metallic Rebuke, so we'll stick around for another turn. It's not looking good for our hero, but maybe, you know, if we Metallic Rebuke something, and then we go untap white source, kill Esper Sentinel, and don't let them draw another card, we've still got a shot. Don't be shy. Come on. Play your cards. No. No, thank you. Thank you for offering. But no, thank you. Alright, I'm gonna scoop this one up. On to game 3. Let's hit a reasonable hand here, shall we? Would very much like to hit a reasonable hand here. Do I want some reverse engineers? No, not against this build. I think reverse engineer is just a trap. I was super dead. I don't know why you wouldn't think I was dead. I was going to play a 2-2. My opponent had 5 cards in hand, enough mana to play a bunch of creatures. Like, I wasn't obviously going to lose the game on the next turn because I was at 15 life, but there was no coming back from the way that was going. We were, unless my opponent's hand was exactly like 5 lands, we were 100% to lose, and I just don't have the patience to sit through getting beaten down for another 2 turns. Opponent's sideboard plan is apparently it needs some adjustment. What is the status of the pathway command? I don't even know. Okay, reasonable hand. I would like our opponent to refrain from casting an Esper Sentinel on turn 1. Maybe they could even just not have a turn 1 play. That would be cool, wouldn't it? But yeah, double Smith is very solid against them. We do need a 3rd land, but just depend on getting a little luck here. A little luck to balance out the last game. Hey! Missed their 1-drop. Okay. So Smith could hit Treasure Vault, Smith could hit all sorts of tasty stuff. Okay. Yeah, better to hit than not hit. Luminarch Aspirant. Probably just gets buried under a casket here. We'll see what we draw, though. What is the move here? Yeah, I think we just casket that. I think we just gotta slow them down. Get set up for Metallic Rebuke next turn, maybe. Yeah, who would be playing Assassin's Trophy? I could see playing a copy or 2 of that in the Niv deck maybe, but in black-green it feels like Mortality Spear just does exactly what you want. Ah, shit. Oh, Skyclave version's really good. Hard card to handle, for sure. Can I draw a 3rd land? If we draw a 3rd land, we can still... Okay, we can still go places. 3rd lands can go places. This is just going to be Ingenious Smith over Nettlecyst, I'm pretty sure, because Nettlecyst is like a 2-2 this turn, which isn't very good. I would like to start growing the Ingenious Smiths. Portable Hole. That is phenomenal. Phenomenal draw. Okay. I like it a lot. Just keeping up with their board. That's all we gotta do. Pretty happy to offer the trade here. Cool. Another one? Alright, opponent sensibly main phasing the company. Okay, Thalia's Lieutenant not that scary. I mean, this is still a scary board, but if I can go like land, Nettlecyst, hold up Metallic Rebuke, we might still be fine. My Ingenious Smiths are still growing faster than their Luminarch Aspirants are growing anything. So lands are good, portable holes are good. Lands are good, as I said. Cool. Oh, wait. Oh, crap, I don't have Rebuke up. Whoops. Alright, I thought we had Rebuke up, chat. Maybe It turns out maybe we did not ever buke up. That's my bad. Okay. Well, let's play Esper Sentinel then, and hope this holds down the fort. Shit. Shit! Ah, no. No, we cannot Red Metallic Rebuke with Land Elsis. That had to be Land Sentinel Blackstaff this turn. Okay, Sentinel it is. Please don't have another Collected Company opponent. And, I think we're just hard chilling. Please don't have another company. Or another Skyclave Apparition. We prefer you not do that as well. Can you just have a handful of Brutal Cathar? Brutal Cathar is fine, actually. Brutal Cathar could be much worse. We actually have pretty reasonable blocks. We still have pretty reasonable blocks. Kind of. Kind of. Now this is tough. This is looking pretty bad, actually. Their curve was pretty absurd. Still have a shot, though. Still have a shot. Pretty glad to be able to double block the Thalia's Lieutenant. I'm happy with that outcome. Problem is, Metallic Rebuke is starting to look kind of dead. Really wish I had made the correct play last turn. That would have made everything much easier. Okay, second Nettle Cyst. I mean, this is still big. It's really very big. Shock this and play Blackstaff. Do I play Blackstaff? I guess I have to play Blackstaff, right? The part where they can maybe flip over Brutal Cathar stuff. Do I attack with Smith? I think I do attack with Smith. What's the best block they can do? Anything they block with, I'm pretty happy to take out. No, I don't think I can attack with Smith. Yeah, it was a terrible, terrible mistake last turn. If we could have taken the Brutal Cathar. I mean, we could still win with Shadow Spear. We could still win with, like, Thought Monitor winning the game really quickly. I am exquisitely happy to trade for a Skyclave Apparition here. That sounds great. They flip the thing, but I have Stonecoil Serpent. Stonecoil Serpent kind of clowns Moonrage Brute pretty well. I think we do equip a Nettle Cyst and go in at them. The question is, what gets the Nettle Cyst? I think the answer is this First Strike? I think we go Nettle Cyst on the Esper Sentinel, which kind of forces them to Coco in response, or let me draw a card when they Coco here. Cool. And then I go for a 2/2 Stonecoil Serpent. Stonecoil clowns the wolf in the sense that it stops them from actually, it doesn't stop them from flipping over. It's 2 spells that would be the thing. Never mind. I was thinking that I needed to cast a spell to stop this from flipping back. That's, of course, not how werewolves work. Okay, Serpent's in. I am attacking for a bunch of damage here. Let's do it. So I do flip this back over if I cast Metallic Rebuke now, which is unfortunate. Yeah, we might lose here. There are definitely combinations of cards in hand that we just lose, but I think being aggressive makes sense against this Moonrage Brute. We just kind of have to... I think we have to apply some pressure. How do I think this deck is positioned? The deck is positioned very well against everything but humans. Unfortunately, today's has been mostly humans. So until humans becomes less of a thing, I would recommend doing something else with your time. Well, this is insane. I would be exquisitely happy to do this block. Oh, they didn't even have a trick. So they're dead? This is not the this is not how we're going to be winning games here. Why would you not cast that in the middle of combat, opponent? Come on now. Okay, well, it's daytime. Now what? How are we beating 2 Nettlecysts and a Stonecoil Serpent today? That doesn't do it. Another Cocoa into Brutal Cathar for Stonecoil would have done it. None of this does anything. You are dead to 2 Nettlecysts, my friend. Right. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they're super dead to 2 Nettlecysts. Yep, opponent punted. It's pretty hard to go 7-2 if your opponents play perfectly all the time, though, so I have to take it. That was definitely... Yep. Okay, well. Here's a 12-12 Stonecoil Serpent for your enjoyment. Right. Yeah, 12-12 Stonecoil. We could also go... I could equip Smith as well. Is that better than... I don't think that's better than just going with 12-12 Stonecoil. I just have to lose too much here. And if we attack with Smith... That doesn't work, they just block with Adeline. If I attack with everything, they can still just block this, go to 1, but block down Smith, kill some of my other trade kill, and I lose in the backswing, so... Just the 12-12 today. Oh no. Oh no, opponent. Oh no. It's the Abyss! It's the Abyss! That doesn't matter, I guess. I don't know. Yes, Necrosista, thank you for the fan art. What was the, I caught Brazen Borrower in the art. What were the other characters in the art of the fan art? Was Emery? Was Emery there? Was Emery the one with the seaweed hair? Elite Spellbinder. Alright, here, you can see what was in my hand. Nah, let's play correctly. Yeah, I'm pretty in pretty stark disbelief that we won this game too. It required, I think, multiple mistakes from our opponent, but we do take those. Things we take include those. Oh, Bone Crusher, I see. Beanstalk makes sense. Beanstalk makes so much sense. Thank you, Necrosista. And thanks everybody for the nice compliments. Even if we don't get the last 2 wins here. It's still nice to hear that everyone's having a good time. More lands. It's whatever. We're just going to go ahead and... Yeah, this is over. Equip. Equip. Double jump is forced, and that's game.
We need to become Aaron Gert.
Metallic Rebuke still castable, thanks to 2 lands and 3 artifacts, so yeah. Company's not bailing them out. Yeah, I think they win by just Cocoing in combat. And then just flipping over the Brutal Cathar. Kavu Carl, thanks for the follow. Okay, time to update the record again.
We need to become Aaron Gertler tonight, chat. That's the goal. We need to become Aaron Gertler tonight, chat. That's the goal.
Hey, knockout. And Kinemtatlalad. I am being challenged. Whew. No humans, just put me up against a normal control deck or something, please. The double reverse engineers are kind of hecka awkward, but I don't think we can turn 2 Ingenious Smith plus Portable Hole. Oh, it's Luris. Okay, good. Good. Very slow deck, and we ripped the Hallowed Fountain? Amazing. Amazing start for us.
We need to become Aaron Gertler
So,
tonight, chat.
Tormod's Crypt, I think we save the Crypt here. There's no sense in which we can really trap the cat, I think. Shambling Ghast. Okay. We definitely don't put the cat in the hole. We would much rather put a Trail of Crumbs or a Witch's Oven in the hole than a cat. And now we just get to go Plains, Smith. Ouch. Oh well. It's a 2-2. A 2-2 is fine here. Wow, Primogenitor, that is something. It's fine, it's fine. We can get Fatal Push, it's whatever. These cats are not a very fast clock. And we got Reverse Engineers, so blue sources are good. Pretty much every spell in our deck is good, which leads to a very limited number of draws that are not good. Seems fine. Nettle Cyst. That's a good draw. Enjoy Nettle Cyst. Now we are going to need our Shadow Spear eventually, but we have 2 of them. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I believe an uh-oh has been called. So, end of turn, we're going to be sacrificing this to make a treasure? I don't think we want to put Meat Hook in the hole. It's legendary. I don't know, it's not like you could have multiple of them. I'd still much rather just put Oven in the hole. Alright, opponent's just going to chip me down, huh? I respect that, I guess. You got me. Their draw's been really poor. Alright, we have to sack this to make a treasure, just so I can cast Reverse Engineer. It's desperation time. Now we draw this, which is fine. Let's just go with... play it, Reverse Engineer, tapping the treasure for Improvise. Tapping this. Tapping... I guess I do tap the Crypt, right? Because I want to be able to cast Ingenious Smith if I find one. And they can't do anything that scary with their stuff at the moment. We have Thought Monitor, Nettle Cyst. Those are great. Let's go ahead and... I think I will Portable Hold the Meat Hook Massacre now. It's going to be a close call. We are at a fairly low life total. And sitting with a lot of hard-to-cast spells, but... I don't know, I've seen 4 Meat Hook Massacre in this deck, so I'm not sure. All I need is a Shadow Spear. Get a Shadow Spear and it's over.
We need to become Aaron Gertler tonight, Chad. That's the goal.
But I think we're not favored to win this. Gilded Goose is even a little scary. Esper Sentinel, okay. So what is this looking like? This is looking like... I like Sentinel to make Thought Monitor cheaper. I think we go Pathway, Thought Monitor. Draw 2, Stone Coil is one of the draws, as is Thought Monitor. Now I think I cast another Thought Monitor. 4 Reverse Engineer. It's so many Reverse Engineer. I guess I'm casting one of these. We've got blockers now. Yeah, I think we just have to be kind of aggro. We have to tap this for blue. Tap you. Tap you. Tap you. We go to 6, which is of course really dangerous. Second Torment Script is cool. That lets me get around some of the oven-y things they might be doing. But I'm like desperately looking for Shadow Spear here. The way we win is to find Shadow Spear. Nope, we had to sack the token to make blue mana, so that's not a whoops. That was the only available play for us. We just about died a meat hook here. Shambling Ghast is acceptable. Okay, opponent's draw is really, really slow. And Luris doesn't really do much. How many spears main? 2 copies of Shadow Spear in the main deck. We could also kill our opponent pretty fast with Thought Monitor Nettle Cyst. Just depends what we draw. Stonecoil Serpent Nettle Cyst also kills him pretty quick. Let's just start here. Tap. Tap. Sentinel Hole. Blue. Draw 3 cards again. Blackstaff, Nettle Cyst. Okay, so we're now going to go with... This is tricky. No Ovens and No Trail has been very lucky for us, that is true. They've got the Menace Creature. I think this looks like... I think it's just Nettle Cyst Stonecoil? The question is, am I attacking with any Thought Monitors this turn? I think the answer is no. Stonecoil being a giant trampler means we can just kind of throw a bunch of Nettle Cysts on it and possibly kill our opponent? Possibly? They can actually sack Shambling Ghast if they have a way to sack it. Then we're in trouble. Because we lose Stonecoil, but... Well, we'll see. Dead to Meat Hook. Definitely dead to Meat Hook. Really funky start. Funky game in both directions. I expect us to just die this turn. But they are only 18 cards deep. It may be that they just flooded a bit. Who knows? I haven't played this deck enough to have a feel for what its draws are. But yeah, this matchup is why I have 2 spears in my main deck as opposed to just 1. It's a pretty easy matchup if you find spear and really tough if you don't. Worth noting, they will die to Thought Monitor if I can just find a portable hole, which is good. They do kill Stonecoil. They can let me draw. Still dead to Meat Hook. They did let me draw. Danny Griff, the deck is in the stream title. It's Blue-White Affinity. Witch's Oven. Okay, that's still beatable. Luris coming down. Response to Luris. Am I stacking a Crypt to stop them from getting back Shambling Ghast? Does that matter? I'm trying to think if it matters. I'm really not sure it does. Because I think it's better to keep the artifacts around so that I can win if I draw a portable hole. And then double Nettle Cyst the Thought Monitor. I think we just let Luris happen. Metallic Rebuke. Not so helpful. Okay. Well, we'll start the only way we know how. Portable hole or Shadow Spear? Come on. Okay, how about Ingenious Smith to find Shadow Spear? We are trying so hard. Okay, there's the spear. Let's hope they don't have Fatal Push in hand. They could have Fatal Push in hand and just been holding it the whole time, but we're gonna make them have it. We're gonna make them have it. Monitor is not a turn 2 clock because they have a Goose. It's a 3-turn clock. It's a 2-turn clock if we had just equipped it all on attack that turn, but I think the right move is just to dig for life gain. They don't have Fatal Push! Woo! Okay. I really thought they were going to have Fatal Push. JWW and MC, Mick Foot Soldier as well. A couple follows during that game. Thank you all. Okay, so in this matchup, we cut some Rebukes because their deck is full of really cheap cards, and it's hard to get much value with Rebuke. In the leader game, as we saw there, we bring in the Cages, of course. We cut Ornithopter, which is just a little small and slow. Blackstaff isn't very good. They just have too many ground blockers. We bring in Caskets because we do need to kill squirrels. And just generally reduce the resources available to them. We cut at least one Crypt because we have 3 cages, and Crypt becomes much less important when you have 3 cages. And then Stonecoil Serpent's interesting. It has Trample, which is good with Nettle Cyst, and it can block squirrels, which is good. It also dies to Fatal Push, which is sad. The right number might be like 3... Oh, Esper Sentinel's the other. Esper Sentinel's okay. It's fine. It's not great. I think I cut at least one of them. Might be like 1 Sentinel, 1 Crypt, or it could just be 2 Crypts, honestly. I've played Magic on and off since I was 12. Silvery Mask, Trample. Shadow Spear gives Trample. Which is why that plan works. Go to your stuff, Zerlik. The video will be here later. Perilous Fault is for 9 lives. I think we just go off of Crypt here. I think the Sentinels actually do pretty good work. So our deck slows down a bunch, but we have a bunch more interaction, and the goal is to kind of, we're happy to play a long game with this deck. We just want to get to Shadow Spear territory in the end game. Because once we have Shadow Spear, they have very few ways to actually, they can Mortality Spirit. They have Fatal Pushes, but Shadow Spear on a Thought Monitor with an Nettle Cyst just crushes them. Okay. Double Cage is like 1 more cage than I necessarily want, but better 2 than 0, for sure. And we got Portable Hole to stop an early squirrel, and then Metallic Rebuke to slow down their card draw a bit, so I'm still pretty happy with the hand overall. This is the kind of hand where you just, you stall them a little bit early and you draw Reverse Engineer, or you draw... Esper Sentinel's not bad. Can't play both Esper Sentinel and Portable Hole. So I think the move is we let them have Oven. I'm pretty into Sentinel here. Just slows down their early game a little bit. In a nice way. And yeah, without having access to Cat Oven stuff, their only real way to win is with Squirrel. And we've got squirrels taken care of. Soaking Cork, I played a little bit of Tempered Steel, but it was not outstanding. It was just kind of meh. Whatever. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and start using Portal Holes. First Portal Hole's going to hit this Goose. Obviously, Goose is not a particularly important part of their game plan, but we have a bunch of removal spells. We got to use them on something. And the Goose being a perpetual source of food is pretty irritating. Fatal Push on Esper Sentinel, sure. And by sure, I mean... I actually think I do mean sure. This doesn't do that much. Okay, we're just chilling here. Oven's fine. Okay, another cage? I don't think so. I think we'll just save the cages. Really just waiting to draw Reverse Engineer. If they had a bunch of card draw spells, we could be in some trouble here, for sure. But Luris is, of course, fine. Okay, so their draw just, lined up horribly with ours. We're both just, mutually kind of screwing the other one over. Mystic Forge doesn't really do anything in our deck. We have... Most of our artifacts are not colorless. Actually, no, Mystic Forge does things. What am I saying? Mystic Forge is a reasonable card to ask about, but no, it's not really a consideration. It's 4 mana, it can get countered pretty easily. It just doesn't actually seem like it does that much in the grindy matchups, so to speak. There we go. Alright, now we're cooking with gas. We just need to find that. Okay, well, not that much gas, but still. Plenty of removal spells. Eventually we're going to find a Nettle Cyst or a Thought Monitor and they're going to lose the game. Like, we'll save Portable Hole for Trail of Crumbs in case they get that one down. Fatal Bush. Yeah, okay. I could rebuke this one. I could rebuke it. It still doesn't seem that worthwhile. I don't know. Feels like there might be some use I can get a rebuke here at some point. And we're just both chilling. I just have a lot of, you know, valid spells to draw. I guess the thing that could kill me is if my opponent just had a Hive of the Eye Tyrant, I would be dying to that one pretty fast. But no, we're just sitting here, both really locked out. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what we had, what the Esper Sentinels were in here over. I don't think there's anything we necessarily even... Okay, there we go. That's a good start. No treasures, no. I mean, we don't have anything... The treasures don't do anything right now. Okay, gonna go ahead and start with a... How much do I care about... yeah, I want to attack kind of aggressively here. We'll go ahead and play Casket. Yeah, we could definitely use the Treasure Vault now for some treasures. It's not that special. I think we just keep holding. What an absolute shit show of a game. So the thing that scares me most would be if my opponent were like holding like, I don't know, Cat Trail removal spell for Cage and could just draw like 7 cards in a turn off of that. But it does not appear that's what's happening. It appears we're just killing them slowly. Yeah, Rebuke's not going to do much at this point. I guess we should just use it to protect the Sentinel. Whatever. Now we're ready to cast Fused from Treasures. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3 treasure tokens. Yeah. This is definitely the perfect match for this lo-fi soundtrack to be going on. An extremely lo-fi game. Alright, there's still time for them to unlock their full-on combo turn. The thing is, it doesn't even seem like they have a cat, because they would have played a cat by now. So I don't know what's going on. Okay, well, back to the drawing board. Hey, that's a good one. Hey there, Mr. Smith. Yeah, okay. Silvery Mouse, not really. The matchup is good, but... Alright, so Meat Hook Massacre is a thing they could have that I want to respect. How much do I want to respect Meat Hook Massacre is another question. Whatever. With Serpent, my answer is 0 respect. Let's just get him. Yeah, so Mob, I think the food matchup is very good. This deck is completely different from Tempered Steel Aggro. They're just different decks. There's Meat Hook. Okay. I've officially been hooked. It's like yeah, they're just different, and I do think this deck is better. In answer to that question, alright, it's just Stone Coil. Large Stone Coil Serpent has been called. Do I want to go for 9, actually? I should just go for 9. These treasures aren't that important at this point. Okay, opponent's on the 1-turner to find an out to Stone Coil. Hey, they found their Hive of the Eye Tyrant. This could legit have killed me if they'd had it on turn 3 or something. Oh, we got Shadow Spear too. Okay, that's clean. Yeah, we'll just Spear, whatever. Save ourselves in case they go crazy with that Hive of the Eye Tyrant and find the Fatal Push. Exexies. What made me cut Mirror Enforcer? Mirror Enforcer just isn't a very good card. Mirror Enforcer is just expensive. It's, you know, if you're having a really good draw, maybe you cast it for 3 mana on turn 3 or 2 mana on turn 3, but a turn 3 4/4 just isn't that great, and it just never gets any better. It's always a 4/4 late in the game. The other options this deck has just let you scale up much more. Okay, that's is that 6 and 2? I think it's 6 and 2. Okay, one more. One more. Whew, can feel the fog seeping in a bit. I'm just gonna get a bit of caffeine. Be right back. Whew. Galarian, this is the most classic of all classic Aaron brews. Although, it's not that hard to brew. There are not that many playable artifacts. Actually, it was hard to brew. I should not say it wasn't hard to brew. It's like, a lot of the... There are a few options to build the deck, and most of them are traps, and I think this is the one that's not a trap. The difference between Sojourner's Companion is that Modern Affinity has a lot more artifact density. Like, they just get to play a million artifact lands, which helps them a lot. Okay. Opponent is Gigantha the Wellspring, which always makes it a little bit tricky to figure out whether I'm supposed to keep Portable Hole. Yeah, they could be Jund, they could be Niv, and Portable Hole taking out Kavu is, like, pretty important. Niv, by the way, is a heinous matchup. Niv is really scary. I think we put back the land and hope that we can grind a little more. Okay, great. It's Jund Food. That is a better matchup than Niv by a lot. Pretty happy to see that one. Okay, and we'll go for Treasure Vault or Stone Coil. They have a Squirrel. The Squirrel actually makes me pretty tempted to go for Stone Coil. Close call. Not sure what's correct.
We need to become Aaron Gertler tonight, chat. That's the goal.
Naked Ninja Turtle, thanks for the follow. Yeah, so we did lose to Jund earlier in this tournament. Corvold is a tough card for us. But on the whole, I don't think I mind this matchup too much. Okay, there's the oven, sure.
We need to become Aaron Gertler tonight, chat. That's the goal.
Okay, so a few options for this turn. There's Portable Hole, play a 2/2 Stone Coil. There's just cast Nettle Cyst. There's play a 3/3 Stone Coil. Those are 3 options. The main reason to do Portable here would be if I worried about them playing Cat and getting a bunch of counters on Squirrel. I don't think I'm worried about that right now. And of course, if I pass Portable, I have 2 potential targets, although I'm probably going to go for Oven. The question is, what am I going to hit that's better than Oven with Portable Hole? I'm not sure what the answer is there. There might just not be anything. Yeah, let's play Portable Hole. It gets out Thought Monitor a little easier, which is nice. And Stone Coil sizing doesn't matter too much. Like, whatever stops them from getting extra resources is nice. They definitely run Trail. This is super classic Jund, like we all remember from Eldraine. Except for they have Phyrexian Tower and Ravenous Squirrel. Netriac, thanks for the follow. So, a few absurd draws for us here that we could get. They just have Gigantha, cool. So our best draws here are like Artifact Land for Thought Monitor, free Artifact for Thought Monitor like a Tormod Script, Shadow Spear, Portable Hole is actually pretty decent. I like Portable Hole here. So the really good thing that Portable Hole does for us on this board is that it means our opponent can't use Phyrexian Tower for Corvold next turn.
We need to become Aaron Gertler.
And that's a really big deal. Our opponent not being able to Corvold us next turn could easily be the difference between racing them and failing to race them. So, actually, most of our draws there in the deck I think were pretty reasonable. Yeah, Phyrexian Tower in Historic is a little weird. It's I feel like people have not explored even nearly all the things you can do with Phyrexian Tower. I think the card still has a lot of play left to it. Just like, I think people might be undervaluing just like Phyrexian Tower plus Shambling Ghast, casting like 4 drops on turn 2, 5 drops on turn 3 very easily. Jay Duffy, thanks for the follow. Okay, what does our opponent actually have? There are not a lot of cards in their deck we care about for 4 mana. Probably the best thing they could do here would be like binding the Nettle Cyst, which is solid but not too terrible. Mayhem Double is nothing. Speak of the devil. Okay, and now I get to hold up Metallic Rebuke, which is fantastic. Thoughtseize. Okay.
We need to become Aaron Gertler tonight, chat.
Kaysen, thanks so much for the follow. They're very dead. Why not play Sentinel, stay Romano? Because we get to have a counterspell instead. You can play counterspells in order to stop your opponent from playing spells by removing them from the stack and putting them directly into the graveyard. It's important to remember that Improvise does not work like Convoke. You actually need to tap lands to pay for colored mana. Opponent really working hard here. Oy vey. Oy vey, opponent. Let's teach you about equipment and how equipment works. It's all good. It's all good. I'm feeling feisty, but fine to ask. Always fine to ask. Alright, so Crypt is just not as good as Cage. Corvold is scary. I don't think Corvold is quite scary enough that we are going to bring in Mystical Dispute, though. We are going to bring in Glass Caskets. Ornithopter comes out. Blackstaff comes out. And Esper Sentinel, just in general, also a little bit medium against them. We just want all the removal. Take out their stuff, control the game, win with giant lifelinky things.
We need to become Aaron Gertler tonight, chat. That's the goal.
Jofu, I mean, I don't think this is necessarily a good deck to play. We played our worst matchup a bunch of times today, and the only reason we're here is because one of our opponents punted. I just have been trying to play artifact decks for a long time because I think these two cards are broken, and I think this card is also kind of low-key broken, and I think Reverse Engineer is also kind of low-key broken. And I just happened to find a good build for all this stuff in time, which was nice. But it's not like I thought, oh, an artifact deck will be perfect for this meta. I was just trying to see if there was a powerful artifact deck, and it seemed reasonable once I was done with it. Wizard Orb, by the way. Thank you for the follow. Honk honk.
Hang on.
That wasn't addressed at you. Alright. We'll just start with a Cage.
That's the goal. We need to become Aaron Gertler tonight.
Ooh, more follows Chickenzilla. Akiza's father. Congratulations on Akiza. Unless that's a reference to an anime, but I'm assuming it maybe as a child. Our hand is fairly Thoughtseize proof. More Thought Monitors. Alright, well, we are slowly going to work our way around to these. Slowly. Or we could just draw a Treasure Vault and start casting them immediately, which would also be good. Kind of both. Good stuff. Primogenitor. I think the wild cards I wasted were on Oswald Fiddlebender. Might be the only one that comes to mind easily. And then some commons, which don't matter, of course. Land. Casket. Okay. So we might die to just a super awkward draw here, but we got time. We have nothing if not time. We are on 4 Treasure Vaults. All 4 Treasure Vaults. Pepe Luga, thanks for the follow. Opponent's got to cast some spells sometime, and the fact that we missed a land drop means that they now are probably going to be a little less suspicious of me sitting around. Alright, 1 land, please. White source for Glass Casket, hold up Rebuke for Corvold, that's all I ask. I will Casket a Goose just to get the artifact into play. I am happy to do that. Motherfucker! Well, I almost gave them a nice there to make them think I don't have their other Rebuke, but let's Rebuke a Corvold here. Cauldron Familiar deal. Okay. Hard chillin'. White source, please. Just a nice white source. We'll still Casket a Goose, we can still counter Corvold. Opponent is... Motherfucker. Alright. That's alright, we'll get him in game 3. This is the downside of the deck and why I've thought about adding the 24th land, is that sometimes you just have a lot of spells that desperately want to be cheap, but you don't have quite enough resources to actually make them cheap. This is the final round. So untapped land Corvold, I'll just scoop. But, you know, we're still in this. Opponent's not doing anything. This is the story of Jund. Feels like they just frequently don't do anything. Hope they don't have, like, dedicated artifact removal, because if they kill my Treasure Vault, I am going to be really sad. Treasure Vault is not Darksteel Citadel. You can just kill it with artifact removal. Squirrel. Okay, that's a casket target. Sure. I have seen worse. It's going to draw them some cards, which is scary, but we could still get there. Alright, I'm going to scoop now. This is a little too much, a little too much. Okay. That was a poor sequence, but we're going to get right back on the horse. Here goes. Do I want Esper Sentinel out for Ornithopter? Nah, Sentinel's fine on the draw, on that play. Oh, do you, Weed? Do you hate when this happens? Lupin the 13th, thanks for the follow. Alright, that's fine. Our deck has had many more good draws than bad today. We're gonna hit one more, 3-lander and be fine. Okay, that plays. That plays. We have both colors, which is already good. This deck's worst matchup is humans, Magic Const. As far as I know. There might be worse matchups, but I haven't encountered them yet. Okay, one artifact land off of this Ingenious Smith would be the Bee's Knees. Oh, it's a totally reasonable keep. I have no qualms with the keep. And of course, every time we don't hit the treasure vaults off of the Smith, we're getting closer to them. We got Infi removal, Trail of Crumbs is fine, I can get rid of that one. No problemo. Deserted Beach, fantastic. So the question is, do I just get rid of the trail right now? Or do I Nettle Cyst? I'm going to Nettle Cyst here. If they have an oven for a turn, it's not a big deal. After Office, thanks so much for the raid! Wow, we are in the last game of the last match, folks. You came here at the most dramatic time, all the marbles. Jund Food, Blue-White Affinity. Let's go. Getting close to the second or third most people I've ever had on here all time. I definitely don't want to attack with Smith. They can bring back the cat if I kill their cat, which is not good at all. I would much prefer they not be able to do that.
We need to become Aaron Gertler tonight, chat. That's the goal.
Aw, thanks, Damien. I'm actually pretty proud of it.
We need to become Aaron
Alright, goodbye, Smith.
You've
missed. Metallic Rebuke. Alright, so we're going to go with Portable Hole. Trail of Crumbs. Portable Hole.
We need to become Aaron Gertler.
Trail of Crumbs. We can just get rid of the, if we can just get rid of all the trails, I don't care very much about their cats. Mujica, Scrotlantis. Just Garen, Victora, and Matt Cole, thank you all for following. Also, Prorini, I missed you for a bit there.
That's the goal.
Okay, opponent just putting Giganta in hand here. Cool. Alright, I am going to cast. What am I going to cast here?
Need to become Aaron Gertler tonight, chat.
How much do I care about Giganta coming down? Because Giganta does come down if I slam Reverse Engineer. I'm just going to play... I'm just going to play Shadow Spear here. And... actually... I am just going to cast Reverse Engineer, right? I don't care that much about Giganta. I got Nettle Cyst. Let's not play scared. Okay, we even had a land drop, which is fantastic. Let's just go with... can't cast Rebuke, but... here. If our opponent plays exactly Corvold, it's going to be tough. They have to have land Corvold. They do not have land Corvold. This game should be over now. Whew. Okay. Was tense there for a brief moment in time. So we're going to go with... Casket the Kitty Cat, I think? Cast Thought Monitor, hold up Metallic Rebuke, because with Nettle Cyst and Shadow Spear up, the only way we lose at this point is if our opponent can cast Binding the Old Gods and kill Nettle Cyst, or some other thing that kills Nettle Cyst, so I'm going to hold up some counters. KNZ Epic Gerardo, thank you so much for following. Meow. Yeah, just every time I've ever tried to play Jund myself, my games have always felt like this. Just like playing a bunch of lands and cats, and if my opponent does anything to mess with my whole deal, then I'm toast. Stonecoil Serpent blocks Gigantha forever, by the way. I don't see any particular need to... Did I just go Sith Spear? I just should, right? Let's just let them know they're dead. I'm trying to think what they could have that could kill Thought Monitor instant speed, and yeah, nothing. Okay, that's it. Day 1. Yeah, I could believe that Dango shit. I could believe that. They can pay Rebuke with Gigantha, can they? I'm pretty sure they can't pay Rebuke with Gigantha. Gigantha's only colored costs, yeah? Alright, actually got through day 1. Now we just have to hope that people beat all the humans decks. Really hoping people beat all the humans decks in day 1 and we get to play against Black-Green Food all day tomorrow. That's the hope. Great. Play Affinity, folks. You heard it here first. And, of course, if you want to see all the weird, spicy new brews that I come up with, some of which are actually good enough to, you know, play through an entire tournament, go ahead and follow the stream. You already know what's coming. Follow the stream. Kiss! Congratulations on VIP status. Let me get the deck up on screen and then I'll VIP you.
That's the goal.
I don't know what the Psy package is, Lynn, but Psy was not very good. The key... Here, I'll tell the story. I told it yesterday on stream.
We need to become Aaron Gertler tonight, chat. That's the goal.
Congratulations, Opkis. And thank you all the followers. Are coming in too fast for me to thank everybody. I'll try, actually. Oh gosh. Oh, that's way too many. That's way too many, but thank you all. Thank you all for following. So, the story of building this deck was... Thought Monitor. Broken. Broken card. Super duper good. Nettle Cyst. Broken card. Super duper good. Metallic Rebuke and Reverse Engineer. Also pretty frickin' broken, honestly. But not necessarily as key as these two cards. I tried building Tempered Steel, which would let you play this and this. Tempered Steel just felt like kind of a mopey aggro deck, mostly. It just got swept too easily. Thought Monitor was kind of expensive because you kept getting swept, and yeah, you just kind of didn't do anything that was any better than what Humans was doing. It was almost certainly worse. But I then tried some kind of like value artifact decks, where I'd be playing Emery and Psy and Mox Amber, all these cards that have worked together in various historic combo decks before. And I would try putting those all together, and it just never quite fit. It was always like super inconsistent. And I eventually figured out that the problem was that, well, Mox Amber requires you to have a legend in play. That's hard. That's like one element of inconsistency. Also, Emery and Psy are not artifacts. So I'd have all these draws where I just had like a bunch of copies of redundant legends, not enough artifacts. Nettle Cyst was tiny and pathetic. Emery was getting hit with Unholy Heat. It was all just bad. And so I decided, like, instead, what if I just play the artifact deck that has only good cards in it? Just like, what if I just say, okay, I can play white, I can play Esper Sentinel and Portable Hole and Esper Sentinel are possibly the two best artifacts in the entire format of Historic. Let's just play them. Let's play Ingenious Smith since we're playing all these artifacts. Ingenious Smith is like a modern playable Magic card. Surely it has some play in Historic. And so getting away from like the Legend package, which had the cool Mox Amber thing, and just going toward just play cards that are like good on their own, generate card advantage by themselves, was the key thing there. And then the last major change I made was adding Stonecoil Serpent on someone's suggestion yesterday. Was that you, Opkis? I don't remember exactly. But someone suggested Stonecoil Serpent over some of the free artifacts, and I really like having two of them in. I think 2 is about the number I want. Having like a good number of free artifacts for like turn 1 Metallic Rebuke, or you know, making Ingenious Smith a 2/2 right away, casting Reverse Engineer early, all that sort of thing. I like having the free artifacts for that, but I've been very happy with 2 Stonecoil. Anyway, that's the artifact deck. The sideboard is like, you know, kind of all over the place a little bit, but I'm pretty confident you want at least 3 Grafdigger's Cage. It's just so nice when you want artifacts anyway to play an artifact that also shuts off entire decks. We saw that in the Black-Green Food match earlier. 4 Glass Casket, obviously. It's an artifact and it's removal. It's perfect. You need this against humans and all the other aggro decks. Black Stuff is very good against control. I like having at least one of these in. I like having a few counter spells because I can board out like Ornithopter and Tormod Script and Portable Hole and cards that don't do that much against most control decks. Archon of Absolution is here just for humans, because every other matchup has felt pretty okay, but humans is terrible. And it was great. Archon of Absolution won us several matches today. And then Perilous Vault is for 9 lives, and that's, you know, you can mess around and play other cards in some of these slots, but I like the sideboard. It's not incomplete, but I like it. And yeah, people can definitely answer this deck if they want to. People who want to play Prismari Command or God forbid Shattering Spree will definitely crush you, but no one's playing those cards. And so if you want to beat Black-Green Food, you want to beat Phoenix, you want to get lucky and dodge humans, or you think you have a secret for the humans matchup, highly recommend this. I think the deck is great. And we can resubmit for day 2. I might make some small changes, who knows, but I was pretty happy with how it played out today. We had to get a little lucky to beat some of the humans players, but we escaped a gauntlet of a bunch of our worst matchups and absolutely stomped the decks we were supposed to absolutely stomp. Humans are a difficult matchup just because most of your spells are non-creature spells, so they get hit by Esper Sentinel and Thalia. Your deck is not, you know, the way we're supposed to be beating aggro decks is by playing Giant Nettlecyst to get in their way, and by playing cards like Portable Hole to slow them down. And Portable Hole against humans is kind of awkward because of Esper Sentinel. Nettlecyst is very awkward because Brutal Cathar just, like, cleans it out at a horrible tempo loss. And our kind of expensive refuel spells are also taxed by their Esper Sentinels and Thalias. It's just, you know, they're... And we don't have any sweepers or anything like that to catch back up, so catching back up involves, like, incredibly convoluted turns with double Thought Monitor or something. It's just tough all around. Hey, we have a subscriber, Greehandle, thanks so much! Yeah, so for those of you who are new to the stream, one thing that I care a lot about is effective altruism, which means trying to find the way you can do as much good as possible in the world. It seems like a, you know, a kind of an impossible question, but there are a lot of people in a community that I'm part of who spend their time trying to work on answers to that question. One part of how I practice effective altruism is trying to give away at least 10% of my salary and 50% of my subs to charity. And the current charity we work with on the stream is Give Directly, which takes money and gives it directly to some of the poorest people in the world. They work in countries like Kenya, where a lot of people live on, you know, $2 a day or less, and just kind of give them cash grants that they can spend however they want. You've probably seen charities that do things like giving away sheep, or giving away clothing, or giving away shoes. But it turns out that something that's much more flexible and tends to be much better than giving away sheep or clothing or shoes is just to give people money. Because that way they can use it to buy things from local producers in their economy. They can buy whatever they want. They can buy food, medicine, school fees. You don't have to kind of pick and choose what you're going to give people. You just give the money, and they make the decision. So I really like Give Directly a lot. Would encourage you to check it out if you're looking for a good charity this holiday season. And that's where the sub money goes. Cowboy Beboppity Bop. Another new sub. Thanks so much. Yes, you can buy fishing rods, or, I mean, that is a thing a lot of people do. They buy business supplies, they buy seeds for their farms, they buy fertilizer, they buy a motorcycle so they can start a taxi business. If you go to Give Directly's website, they have a lot of cool stories about the different ways people use cash, and including a lot of stuff that might surprise you, because cash is versatile, it's flexible. Oh man, so many new followers, thank you all very much. Yeah, so I can answer a few more questions about the deck in chat. C. Baster, too many colors for Blinkmoth, I think so. I think you could play Blinkmoth as a 24th land, and that would be like a totally reasonable thing to do. I thought about cutting Ornithopter for Blinkmoth, and I might still do that. But you really, when you're trying to hit white sources on turn 1 and turn 2, and you're trying to hit double blue like pretty early in the game, this is about as few colored sources as I'm comfortable playing. Ginger Brute. Ginger Brute is a very aggressive card. This is not an aggro deck. This deck is capable of having aggro starts, but you're really trying to be like a card advantage / control deck with an aggro twist or something. And then, yeah, I think... So we tried Perilous Vault against Enchantress with the idea that this card can, you know, be searchable and also wipe out their 9 lives. I suspect that we're not going to see much Enchantress tomorrow. I think Enchantress just isn't that good a deck. So I should probably just be playing Cleansing Nova instead. I think I'm going to make that change. We want a card that can kill a 9 lives, but also has applications in other matchups, ideally. Where'd you go? Okay, there's our change for tomorrow. When do I start streaming tomorrow? Probably as early as I can, so probably around 6. Or a little bit after, 6 Pacific. Yeah, just want to make sure we get all our games in time. This deck can play some long ones.
We need to become Aaron Gert.
Oh, wow.
That's the goal.
Whew. Yeah, this is very exciting. Yeah, I'm going to log off for now. Thanks everybody for the follows and the subs and just all the support. Hope you drop by and watch the deck play out tomorrow. If I can qualify for the Pro Tour with this, it would be pretty epic. You know, it's always hard. A lot of good players are going to be out there tomorrow, and we do not have a lot of room to give. And this deck is, as you saw in that last match, we're capable of putting together some pretty awful draws when we put our minds to it, unlike something like Phoenix, for example. But we're going to try it. We're going to try it, and I'm definitely bought into playing this now, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, thank you all. And is there anybody who's still playing who can raid, I guess? Could send a huge raid someone's way, that would be fun.
We need to become Aaron Gertler tonight, chat. That's the
Who
goal.
is around?
We need to become Aaron Gertler tonight, chat. That's the goal.
Who is streaming? We got... Nassif is still streaming? Nassif is streaming the Modern Challenge. I don't see anybody who's still playing the arena stuff, but Nassif raided us yesterday, so we're certainly going to go raid Yellow Hat. Let's do it. Alright, raiding Yellow Hat, and then I'll see y'all tomorrow. Super hype stream. Thank you all again.